looking for goal, but she'll happily accept it.
It's gone all the way through, and look at this! Chewinga! Did you dare write Barcelona off?
The career of one of the all-time greats is all but over.
Nice comeback.
Uma oportunidade de dizer alguma coisa que eu acho que nunca disse.
Let's get this party started!
NFL Game Pass is now exclusively on DAZN.
Let's get this thing going.
Watch every game, plus the playoffs and Super Bowl. It's your all-access pass.
That's how you fight a southpaw. Well on his way to coming back.
Katie Taylor does it again. Look at the emotion.
Boxing on DAZN, sponsored by William Hill.
Something is coming. Something even they're afraid of. Oh my God.
They don't have to like each other. They just have to work together.
Is that a mini Kong?
Godzilla Kong, The New Empire, in cinemas, March 29.
Meet Darren. Darren never used to like the motorway. Then one day, he discovered a better way. Now Darren never hogs the middle lane and always keeps at least 2 seconds from the vehicle in front, reducing congestion, collisions, and transforming his journey. Take it away, Darren.
What a man, what a man, what a man, what a mighty good man. Say it again.
Little changes change everything. National Highways.
Boxing on DAZN, sponsored by William Hill. The following program is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language, and flashing imagery. The DAZN Boxing Show is live from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, as Fight Week officially begins with the grand arrivals. The countdown to knockout chaos starts right now. And we're live from Boulevard World. It's just a stone's throw away from the Kingdom Arena. This place is unlike anything you've ever seen. It's a slice of Greece in the middle of Riyadh.
Live on DAZN worldwide, Friday, March 8th. Joshua versus Ngannou. His earthquaking power shocked the world. The left fury floored.
Big shot from Ngannou.
Now back into the ring. He seeks to knock down and knock out. But AJ is back. The pursuit of 3 times world champ is on. It's all to fight for in knockout chaos.
Here we go, here we go. This is it. This is the start of Fight Week. It starts right now. The grand arrivals are about to get underway, and we're here in the Greek Auditorium here in Kingdom Boulevard in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, where all the big fights are happening right now. Adi Oladipo, Darren Barker, Baron Jones, a couple of former world champions. This is it. We've been waiting for this, hasn't it? Look at the smiles, how giddy he is. We've been waiting for this one as soon as it was announced, not just because of the main event, obviously Anthony Joshua versus Francis Ngannou, but for the whole card. This is what we want from boxing, from top to bottom, good stuff, and we've got it, Darren.
Yeah, but the occasion, once again, it doesn't disappoint. You drive up to this amazing Boulevard World right next to the arena, and it just has that feel about something huge, something special. You know, again, I say this all the time, I just want that first bell because the shows here, they deliver.
Yeah, I want all first bells, by the way, not just the main event. I want all first bells. We've been lucky enough, Barry, to be here to all of them in Riyadh season. And I remember how we were when it was Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou. Me and you couldn't believe what we were going to see. This might top it on Friday.
Yeah, well, the strength and depth of the bill is fantastic. You've got so many matches here where you have a tried and tested fighter against a relatively inexperienced fighter at that level. You know, for example, Vargas versus Ball, that's one of them for the start. Jack McCann versus Lewis Green, that's a massive step for him. Justice Hunas versus Kevin Lerena, you know, that's a massive step for him as well. So there's really good quality fights here on the bill. So it's more than just the main bill, which is big, the main fight, which is big enough on its own. The card is really stacked.
Yeah, I feel like there's several main events that could headline different arenas in the UK. As you mentioned, Lewis Green, that's a headline act in York Hall. Kevin Lerena could do Carnival City in South Africa. There's so much going on. I want you guys to see exactly what's behind us here. I mean, look at that. That's incredible. So the fighters are going to make their way. They're going to stop right in front of that Knockout Chaos poster, which is incredible, isn't it? I love the Street Fighter reference here. AJ and Francis Ngannou. The world's media are going to take their photos, ask some questions, and then they're going to head over to that man, the main man there, Thomas Treiber. And I think it's perfect time to throw over to Thomas Treiber because I think we're ready to get this show on the road.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the grand arrivals for Knockout Chaos, a great night of World Championship Boxing this Friday, live from Kingdom Arena in Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It is being brought to you by Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing and Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry Promotions. In conjunction with Riyadh Season, National Events Center, the General Entertainment Authority, GIA, Gold Star Promotions, Gimmick, and Sella. We would first like to extend a big thank you to His Royal Highness, King Salman bin Abdul Aziz, His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman, and His Excellency, Chairman of the General Entertainment Authority, GIA, Turkey Al-Sheikh. Let's now welcome our participants, these first two competing this Friday night in a scheduled 4-round international heavyweight contest. First, let's welcome, coming to us from Sternberg, Czech Republic, undefeated with 2 wins, one of his 2 wins coming by way of knockout. Let's welcome Martin Svard.
An opportunity. I guess, Darren, someone's O's got to go, right? I hate using the phrase here, but it's true. Martin Svard comes to this contest 2-0. Obviously, he's fighting Roman Fury, who's 3-0. He's a bit of a lump, as you can see as well.
What a platform. What an occasion. What a moment to be able to mark yourself on professional boxing with a good performance Friday night. Let's not forget Friday night. He can really, really get his career going onto something really, really special.
A bit big as well, isn't he, Barry? He's a heavyweight. You know, some have said that maybe Roman Fury isn't a heavyweight, but he's a heavyweight. He actually is the real deal. He's walking towards us, and he's at least 6'4", 6'5". He's a big guy.
Yeah, and that's big for Roman, because you said Roman is really a cruiserweight. You know, he might be able to fill out, but he's, what is he, 6'1", 6'2" max?
Yeah.
You know, and he's a good mover, but you're going to worry about the strength. When you move with the heavyweight, you've got to have that physical strength just to keep him at bay.
Yeah.
And we'll find out if he has that on Saturday.
I always wonder about the job of the matchmakers here. I mean, for Roman Fury, I mean, obviously, look, you want someone that he can bowl over, let's be honest. I mean, in a heavyweight division, though, they can all bang a little bit. This is quite risky.
Yeah, everyone's got an opportunity. I mean, it's the only division in boxing, I guess, where you can weigh 20, 30 pounds heavier than your opponent. That means they can all pack a punch.
Here he is, he's coming in now. Martin Svard, obviously, look, unbeaten. Would want to keep that unbeaten record as well. Great opportunity for him in this big card. Martin, don't be shy, come this way. massive opportunity for you here. I mean, this must be incredible for you.
Oh, sorry, I little bit English.
What an opportunity this is for you. This is incredible.
A big moment for you.
Yes, this is very big moment for me.
Have you seen your opponent box before?
Yes.
You've seen him? What do you think? Your opponent, he's good, he's tough?
Yes, very. My opponent's brother is very good man and good sportowec, and my opponent very good technique. Yes, has very good technique.
There you go. That was good enough. English. I mean, I've heard people in London not speak better English than that. So well done. Congratulations, Martin. Good luck on Friday. Thank you very much. Cheers. Okay, well, first of all, I have to be honest with you. I thought he could speak English. So you're probably thinking, this guy's talking so fast and I can barely understand what he's saying. But look, he's there. Again, he's unbeaten. He seems confident, doesn't he, Barry?
He does. And this is bills like this are the opportunity to, however good you are, to announce yourself. You can be a brilliant fighter boxing on smaller bills. No one gets to notice you until you get to 10-0. And at this stage of your career, to box on a big bill like this elevates you. And to beat the name, it's not Tyson Fury, but it's still the Fury name. So once you beat a guy with that Fury name, you're on other people's lips. You'll get opportunities. And for boxing, we all know, ability is a big thing. But getting the opportunities to show that is what puts you on to the next level.
Do you think he'll know that? Do you think I'm sure he does know who Fury is, Roman Fury. Do you think he'll know who exactly Roman Fury is and what an opportunity this is for him?
No, he knows the surname.
Yeah.
He knows he's a Fury. And this is his moment. If he was to be Roman Fury, regardless of it not being Tyson Fury, he can dine out on that forever. I beat a Fury. So he's going to be fully pumped for this. I know we didn't get much out of him there, but this is a massive occasion for him.
It certainly is. Look, Roman Fury is his opponent. Let's throw to Thomas Tribe, who's going to introduce Roman Fury next.
And now let's welcome from Salford, England, undefeated with 3 wins, one of his 3 wins coming by way of knockout. Let's welcome Roman Fury.
Here we go. A lot of pressure. Let's be honest. There's a lot of pressure with the name. We've seen so many fighters come through with big surnames. Ricky Hatton, Campbell Hatton, Conor Benn. We've seen it. Chris Eubank Jr. It's time for Roman Fury to see what he can do now.
Yeah, and do you know what? I think he's almost got to forget his surname, which sounds crazy.
It's impossible.
It is impossible, but it can be. Look, it can be a massive G-up, but it can also be a big hindrance. He's just got to do his thing. Be Roman. Be himself. Don't worry too much. And just go out there and express yourself and show everyone how good you are.
You know, I did his last fight in Brighton, and he's a good mover. And he got the stoppage, his first stoppage. So he's a good mover. You know, I think he's learned to plant his feet a little bit more now, and he's got a wealth of experience around him. Let's not forget that. You know, he's got his whole family, the training camp there. He's got so many people to learn from. So he's in the right place to do it, but he has that name Fury, and that's an added pressure. People expect more from you.
It is an added pressure, but I think we've seen with a lot of boxers as well, it opens doors.
Yeah.
It opens doors, and let's be honest, he's going to be in fantastic training camps with some of the best heavyweights and cruiserweights on planet Earth, so it's not a bad position to be in. Roman, come and join us, Roman. No, come. Hello. There you go. Walk back.
How you doing? Good to see you guys.
How you doing, Roman? How are you? Good?
I'm good. I'm very good, you know.
Yeah?
Soaking it all up, and I can't wait for fight night, you know. I've done all the hard work.
I was going to ask you, was you out here for your brother's fight?
Yeah, I've been out here 3 times now, you know, in the last year, so I feel like a resident, you know. But I wouldn't rather be in any other place, so yeah, loving it.
Roman, we were just talking about your surname, your famous surname, and the opportunities that it can present, but also the pressure that comes with it. How do you feel? Does it bring any added pressure when you're announced as Roman Fury?
Of course it's pressure, but, you know, we're in a pressure sport, aren't we? And you got to either ride with it or you fold, don't you? And I'm just here to find out what am I going to do. Am I going to ride it or am I going to fold? And so far, so good. 3-0, 1 KOs. So yeah, onwards and upwards.
Well, I was in Brighton for your last fight, and that's probably your best performance. You got the stoppage. Yeah. Is that you now? You look at this, plant your feet a little bit more in fights, or you still want to? Because you're known for the fleet footing and your movement, but
yeah,
like your brother in his career. But you look at the plant your feet a little bit more now, and
Brighton's given me a lot more confidence in my power. You know, I always knew I had it, but you know, being brand new to the sport, I wasn't probably turning my shots over right. But Brighton's given me that, you know, that knowledge now that I know I can get rid of guys. So you're not going to be seen flailing away a million punches. I'm going to be looking to set up my power shot.
I like it. The knockout fury is here. Good luck, Roman.
Thank you.
On Friday. Thank you very much. All right, let's
Thanks
continue
a lot.
rolling these fighters out. Let's head back downstairs once again to Thomas Treiber.
And now let's welcome, competing this Friday night in a scheduled 6-round international super lightweight contest against Cristian Lopez Flores. He is a native of Saudi Arabia, now making his home in Los Angeles, California, USA. He is undefeated with 4 wins. 1 of his 4 wins coming by way of knockout. Let's welcome Zayed Zizo Alma-Ayoub.
You guys probably heard the round of applause there. Obviously, Ziad Al-Mayouf is from Saudi Arabia. He's a local fighter now based in the States. It's funny though, his last 2 fights have actually not been in Saudi Arabia. Been in Poland, been in the O2 Arena as well in London. But he's getting a lot of love here, and it's important, guys, for this region that we do find and unearth a star. It's important.
Yeah, it is, but he's also realised that even though like you want to be a star, they're not rushing him too quick. He's learning his trade, so he's gone to the States to be in a good camp to learn the proper fundamentals to get it right. And I think in Poland we've seen a massively improved fighter. I've seen 3 of his 4 fights, and I think I've seen a big improvement already very quickly.
Yeah, look, for me it's baby steps. Like Barry said, he's gone over to the States to learn the fundamentals.
By the way, he loves this as well, doesn't he?
Look,
He loves
you know
this.
what? If you haven't heard him talk, go and check out some of his interviews. He's got a brilliant backstory. He's a real personality, and he lives and breathes this sport. That's what I like about him. His discipline is untested. You know, it's unmatched. And look, like Barry said, also it is baby steps, but he is moving in the right direction. And like you say as well, you want to build. Look, we're bringing stars to Saudi Arabia, but it'd be great to have stars already here. Bring stars to sort of go around what they have in this country, and yeah, look, he's definitely one to watch out for.
Yeah, he's actually making his way. He's getting stopped by a lot of people, by the way, but he's making his way to us now. And before he comes, Barry, I guess, look, no pressure on him. He's just got to get the job done. It's only a 4-rounder, then you move to 6 and 8s and 10s. There's a long journey here.
Yeah, but he's understanding the process now, that he has to, he can't just go swinging shots. He has to go and look for the openings and create the openings. And I think he has more structure to his game now. I think we saw that in Poland, clearly. So he's starting to understand what he has to do and the sacrifice he has to make. So I think he's still early stages, and so we don't know where he's going to end up, but he's in the right direction.
Yeah, and I think it's important as well that he has gone out to the States. As you say, you can't get better training and sparring than that out there, and he's learned his craft out there as well. And he joins us now. I love it, loving this jacket, by the way, as well.
Yeah, well, now we have a lot of standards to live up to, right?
not with us three.
no, those two. I'm okay.
I'm the least best looking now. Stop looking so sharp yourself now.
Ziad, how are you, my man? How's things?
Oh, good. Oh, so blessed, man. So blessed. You know, It just feels great to be back. Feels great. I feel like this is the cherry on top for the Saudi Arabia fights of Riyadh season, having the Saudi Arabian fighter on the card, building slowly but surely, but I'm ready to live up to it.
How impressed with, or how would you grade rather, the start of your professional career? Look, you're a work in progress. You've not had it easy. You've made some big sacrifices, gone over to the States. But how impressed or how happy have you been with the start of your own pro career?
Oh, I've been very happy mentally. I've been very happy mentally on how I've handled the pressure, how I've handled the expectations. The bigger the kingdom goes, the bigger I have to go. And if you know anything about my career, the matching for me has been tough from the beginning. And it's something that, I'm just, I trust the process. And this is what Coach Buddy McGirt tells me. This is what the greats that I like to surround myself by tell me, to just trust the process. Now, physically, it's a work in progress. The boxing is a work in progress. Grew up with no ring, no boxing equipment, no boxing on TV. So step by step, it's gonna come. Time is your ally, and with patience, everything works for you, not against you.
But with that, and the hard fights you've had, the introduction to the sport, you're understanding the game now, and I think that was clear in Poland, which was a really good performance.
Exactly.
Do you feel that you're understanding what you have to do to create the openings?
Yeah, definitely. And what I loved about it was we're done with 4-rounders. It's once you start with the 6-rounders, mentally gets you calmer, because you don't have to start visualizing and anticipating what is he gonna do round 1. What you can do is you figure it out round 1. You sleep better at night. What is he gonna do? I'm gonna figure it out round 1. And from there we go on, because when you have a coach like that in your corner, when you have a god like this above you, anything is going to work in your favor at the end.
I can tell you've been around Buddy McGirt. He speaks well, and you definitely started speaking well as well. Good luck on Friday.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
for having me.
very much.
And
All right,
listen,
let's bring
this is
out
a
his
dream.
opponent. Let's go back downstairs to Thomas Schreiber.
Our next two combatants competing this Friday in a scheduled 8-round international heavyweight contest. First, coming to us from Cypress, Texas, USA. He brings a professional record consisting of 11 wins, 5 defeats, 1 draw, 4 of his 11 wins coming by way of knockout. Let's welcome Juan Torres.
Here comes Juan Torres, look, former MMA guy, this guy. It's not going to be easy as well that he takes on the unbeaten Ukrainian, but, I mean, some unbeaten records do go. We have seen shocks happen, but this is a very big ask for him.
It is, because he's boxing a guy who's 6'6", and has a really good judgment of distance. He uses the jab well, and he really keeps that space between him and his opponent quite clear. So for a guy who's much shorter, it's going to be hard for him, and maybe with not the natural feet of a boxer, it's going to be very difficult to get from A to B.
I think offensively, I'm not worried about, if I'm honest, with Torres. He lets his hands go, good variation, he's game, he brings the fight to his opponents. It's the gaps defensively that worry me. You know, that's where the 5 defeats come from. He leaves too many openings, he's got a low lead hand, and he does get caught with silly shots. If he can tidy that up, he's not a bad fighter at all.
Yeah, and he's got good feet as well. His feet aren't slow either.
Yep.
So he's going to come, he's going to fight. Again, when you come from an MMA background, I guess you're tough as well, aren't you?
Yeah, cool.
You're tough. You learn to take those shots. So look, it's going to be good to see what he can do. He's joining us now as well, getting prepped as he comes in. There you go. He's in, bouncing in as well. Torres, great to have you with us. Look at the size of this chest as well. He's like he's just done about 100 press-ups back there. What's it like for you to be out here? Obviously something completely different from what you're used to. What's it like this walk-in as well?
It's exciting. It's, you know, seeing the big show and, you know, Anthony Joshua card and Ngannou card. Of course you get excited about it, but at the end of the day, you're here to take care of business.
What have you been working on in the gym leading up to this fight? I was just talking to the guys here. Offensively, I think you're very, very good. And if I'm honest, I think the defeats have come where there are some gaps defensively. So have you been working on that in the gym?
I've been working on my defense. You know, the guy that I'm fighting, he's 6'6", 6'7", so I know I got to stay inside and bang him up.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to touch his head, so I'm going to try to tear that liver up, try to tear them ribs up.
I love when he says that.
Was there any, when you were offered the fight, was there any thought about, did you have to think twice about it, or did you just take it straight away? Was there I mean, for the opportunity, but for the opponent who's obviously big and tall and undefeated and with a lot of power?
I think that's one thing that sets me apart from a lot of fighters is I really don't give a crap who I fight, you know? They offer the fight, I'm willing to take it, especially if on a big show like this. It's a big opportunity for me, for my family, you know?
I'm so happy because I thought you was going to say a swear word there and you stopped yourself and said crap. I like it. I like that. Yes, it's very, very good of you, Juan. You're already on our side, Juan. Good luck on Friday, my man. Good luck on Friday. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Juan Torres there, also a great speaker. Let's bring out his opponent. Let's go back downstairs to Thomas Schreiber.
And now let's welcome a native of Ukraine, now making his home in Los Angeles, California, USA. He is undefeated with 9 wins, 8 of his 9 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Andre Rampage Nowitzki.
I'm a sucker for good nicknames. I'm a sucker. We haven't had many. We don't get mmany anymore. I like this one, Rampage. It's simple. I was in the lift with him. Absolute monster. 6'6". I've never felt so small in my life. 9-0, 8 fights last year. 8 fights last year, 8 knockouts. Not bad.
Yeah, not bad record at all, and that's what you want. That turns heads, and on cards like this, shows like this, that seems to be what we're after. We're after explosive finishes. I must say also, he has a huge entourage. You go around the hotel, all you see is this guy and his team wearing the same tracksuit. Big, big team, and that usually shows they've got a gem here that they're looking after.
But in this stage of your career, you should be boxing that regular. I mean, I mean, everyone's doing training camps now. Fight more, less training camps, I feel. And I think you get less injuries. I honestly think you do. And right now, for a big heavyweight, you want to be seen knocking people out left, right, and centre if you can do it, which you can. And that puts a notice on people. You get more opportunities, and then you get to get on bills like this.
Yeah, apologies, by the way, if you can't hear us properly at home. The PA, the DJ, is enjoying the time of his life and going for it with the music here. But apologies. Nowitzki's just about to come into us. I really hope there's a translator with him as well, because I'm not quite sure how good his English is. Or he might give it a go. I think he's going to come in now. Let's see. Do we have a translator? Is he going to come in? Is he okay? Andre, how's your English? Good?
Yeah, a little bit I'm speaking.
There you go, speaking. 8 fights last year, 8 fights.
9 fights, 8 knockouts.
Very, very good. You like to stay busy?
Yeah, of course, and now it's a very beautiful arena in Saudi Arabia, and I'll do a good box in Saudi Arabia.
It must be very exciting for you, a young heavyweight, when the division is looking for the next stars of the future.
Of course, I'm the future. I'm the Ukrainian future. Yeah.
And I see you got a really good right hand as well. That right hand power is real.
Yeah, I have a very, very, very good punch on my right hand.
And is that going to be the punch that finishes the fight on Friday night?
Of course. I do all my work with my friend, and you never know, but I'm doing my work, and I will be one fight by knockout.
I like it. I'm so happy that he understood Barry Jones as well, which is some feat. So his English is very, very good. Andre Nowitzki this week, he takes on member one, Torres. All right, look, so many big fights coming away on DAZN. The year has started so good, and the year is going to continue so good.
This will be the greatest atmosphere you have ever witnessed in a boxing ring.
Here we go. Zepeda absolutely relentless.
Ramirez fought like a Mexican southpaw. Hitchens. Beautiful jab from Hitchens right there.
Yeah. What a great performance.
He was just too good. This is a championship fight.
You know who Nowitzki reminds me of? Just a little bit. It's early, but just a little bit. I'm going early here. Philip Hergovich.
I knew you was going to say that. I knew you was going to say that.
Yeah,
and extremely confident.
Extreme.
I don't think we'll speak to a more confident fighter this evening.
Yeah, yeah.
But when you have that power that he has, and I wrote down about the power, it looks like he has power because the opposition he's faced, we're not quite sure. He's boxed a lot of small guys, like he is again on Friday, who have been cruiserweights coming up. So we're not quite sure if the power's real. But if it is, because of his judgment at distance, he's going to be a real problem.
And what I really like, and I mentioned it as well, the fact that he is having a lot of fights back to back to back. I mean, if you can knock out someone in the first round, can we just have another fight straight away? And he's doing that, which is important.
It is, because you got to stay busy in this sport. And we've seen it with the bigger guys now, with Joseph Parker, 4 fights in 1 year, and look how good he had. Anthony Joshua as well, 4 fights in a 12-month period. And so and it just makes you so much better. And I say that, I said it earlier on, less camps, more fights.
Yeah, it's true, isn't it? It works. I mean, it works for AJ, it works for Joseph Parker, and I think it works for fighters coming up as well, which is important. Very quickly on Ziad Almayouth. And look, good-looking kid as well, speaks well. It's important, isn't it, that, again, as we're building these events here in Saudi Arabia, that we have a good local fighter, obviously now based in America, paving the way.
And he's the kid as well, because he's such a gentle soul, and he really is. Every time I see him, he's just like the smiling assassin. He's such a lovely kid to be around, and he really is. And he's so affable as well, so I just think for someone like him, for this region, could be their poster boy.
He certainly could. Obviously, the main event on Friday is Anthony Joshua versus Francis Ngannou. I was lucky, or maybe unlucky, because I was between the two a couple of weeks ago. This is AJ versus Ngannou. This is face-off.
The knockout, it just comes naturally.
Do you expect to knock out Ngannou?
I don't know. But it's going to be a good fight. It's not even the strength that I carry, it's the brain. I'll process what I need to process, I'll do what I need to do, and yeah, I just do my best in it. We'll see what happens, no? You never know.
What's happened. I mean, as you said, knockout come naturally.
But
the only
I'm
time
ready to go. If it has to, you know what's better for me? I'm ready for 10 rounds. 10 rounds or 12 rounds?
10.
10 rounds, yeah.
Why
I'm
is
ready.
it 10? Why is it 10 and not 12?
Oh, no, they tell me 12. I say, no, cut it out. No. 10. I'm not.
No problem.
Again, I'm not taking my Tyson fight as a reference, like, oh, I'm a pro boxer now. I'm building up, right? I just came into it. I will know after 10 rounds, then 12 rounds, I say 10. Let's just.
Do you expect this to be harder than Fury fight? Do you expect this one to be harder? Because he's a different style, right? I mean, physically the same as you.
Style make fight. You know, if you asked me this question before, I would definitely say Fury fight would have been harder because Fury is somebody that is hard to figure. He has like an unorthodox side. You don't know what to expect from Fury. It's very weird. AJ is very orthodox, but I get in the fight and then I was there. Then I was able to find something that worked for me, and then what was putting him uncomfortable. So I find my spot in that fight. In the AJ fight, I still have to do that.
You can watch the full face-off on the DAZN channel right now. It's on the YouTube channel as well. I think it's got nearly 3 million views. Wow. I mean, obviously, a lot to do with me in the middle. Obviously, I'll take a lot.
Always got to bring it back.
Obviously, it was me in the middle, wasn't it? So, I mean, it could only be one guy, couldn't it? But no, it's really good to see those two guys, two monsters, by the way. And it's funny because every time you're around AJ, as you guys have been for the last few years, AJ's always the biggest man in the room. And obviously, you see France in Ngannou, and he's wider, and you're like, how can someone be wider than AJ? It's going to be crazy.
He makes AJ look like a runner. Slim. He makes him look slim, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's absolutely a giant. The chest of his is massive. That neck is as big as, is as wide as I am. It's just unbelievable. You can see why he's so hard to hurt. But he's up against a guy here in Joshua who's a different style to Fury. You know, Fury can confuse you and really, just have you crying on your stool. But Joshua is route one. And even though people think he's going to be an easy target because he's in front of you, because he has his hands up and his elbows tucked in tight, there's a body in front of you, but there's not a target to hit. He's got to find the target now, so he might find it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, it's been a good comeback year for Anthony Joshua as well, hasn't it, Darren? I mean, after those back-to-back defeats against Alexander Usyk, which were very tough. I mean, I've spoken to AJ about those. Since then, you look at the run of results now, and it's Jermaine Franklin, it's Elenius, it's Otto Volin. And look, I'm not going to pretend and say these are the killers in the heavyweight division, but these are good fighters, and he's performed better in every single fight.
Well, look, the Wallin fight, as it was edging closer,
people started to change, weren't they? Yeah,
they were getting really nervous, and it all started turning around. Look, I think the Franklin fight will age well. I think he's a danger man. He's a banana skin for anybody out there. He can fight. He's well schooled, quick hands. He's elusive, and he knows how to fight. But from the moment he knocked out Helenius, he's just taken that confidence into the Wallin fight, and he's unleashed hell. He's back to the old AJ in brackets, if you like, punching through the target, mean, confidence is there again, which we hadn't seen for a little while. I think that could be a problem for Ngannou. But just quickly on Ngannou, if he can take the shots, if he can get close to Anthony Joshua, then we have a fight. Then we have a fight. It's if. They're the big ifs, though.
No, so many ifs, right, going into it, Barry. Obviously, make sure you don't want to miss the ifs, by the way. You can see the QR code on the left-hand side of the screen. Make sure you scan the QR code to be a part of what is going to be something very special on Friday. Anthony Joshua, we've been speaking about Anthony Joshua. It's all about Anthony Joshua. Here is a bit about the big man.
For every fight, I always add and take away certain aspects of my game. And you know what it was? I wanted to get better as a boxer. And like in terms of fitness, you let your hands go. You let hands go for 45 seconds on the heavy bag, you're going to blow a gasket. And I could do that in a ring, but in a ring, when you're fighting someone with will, passion, hunger, and determination, they might not go down. So I started thinking, let me box a bit smarter here. Let me improve my game. I started watching like Tefilio Stevenson from Cuba, Felix Savon,
Darren Barker.
Yeah, Darren Barker. You're a bit shorter than those guys. Tall, rangy boxers who could establish boxing behind the jab and stuff like that. But I've done it in a way on my own instinct. Not training myself, but it's something that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I went searching where I could align my views with another coach. And remember, like with the coaches as well, it's having great open dialogue. So with all the coaches, I've learned a lot, and I've just been putting it all together. And that's what last year was about, is gaining a lot of experience, it made sense to me, and I just put it all together at the end, and that's where it's like, what's next now? Everything I've learned from every fight, I'm going to put into this next one and get much better.
Good interview. I enjoyed that. Good interview. Not 3 million views, but good. No, it's good. It's good. It's a good interview. He seemed really comfortable around you, Joe. And obviously, look, 2023 has been a good year for AJ, the comeback year, and we spoke about it with the graphic that was on the screen a bit earlier. And I feel like he almost feels like he's back to the old AJ, very confident in what he does.
Happy. A happy fighter.
That's the word, isn't it? Happy, yeah.
Confident, enjoying what he's doing with a new trainer, but they seem to have gelled really good. He just seems in a really good place.
Yeah, that's what we haven't really spoke about, and I'm sure we'll speak about it throughout the week. That graphic, yes, it said win, 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 but the only difference in there was it went from Derek James to Ben Davison.
Yeah, which was a shock because I thought, I thought that once he knocked out Helenius, that was the first time he'd done something and it worked from his coach. I thought now he's been told something and it's worked. Now they're going to click. Then he went to Ben Davison. I thought, well, Ben Davison's a good trainer, but to leave someone who you just had success with. I thought he boxed well in the Franklin fight, but there was no more. The questions weren't answered. He was still boxing like a man who was wary of what was coming back. Helenius again, still a little bit like that, but Wallin, maybe coming off that knockout win, maybe with Ben Davison stripping things back and being, don't overcomplicate things, don't overthink stuff. I think that's what it is. You've got to take all those thoughts out of his brain. You can see how thoughtful he is, studying these fighters. I think it's too much. Sometimes you've got to know what you do and do it well. And what he does well is that feet in and out, a solid jab, and that makes him a good fighter.
There's so much to talk about in the lead up to Friday. It's going to be a fantastic build up, and it all kicks off today. But let's go back downstairs to Thomas Treiber to get out more fighters.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next two combatants competing this Friday night in a scheduled 10-round international heavyweight contest. First, let's welcome, coming to us from Johannesburg, South Africa. He brings a professional record consisting of 30 wins, 2 defeats, with 14 wins coming by way of knockout. Let's welcome Kevin, the KO Kid, Lerena.
Yep, South Africa in the building. Kevin Lerena from Johannesburg, former IBO Cruiserweight champion. Probably a bit undersized for the heavyweight division in the land of the giants, but has now filled out, as you can see, into a full-fledged heavyweight. And obviously UK viewers, Darren, will remember him from that Daniel Dubois fight.
Yeah, exactly, where he dropped Daniel Dubois, was it 3 times? That though he may be a bit smaller, you can see he was undeterred in that fight against a huge heavyweight in Daniel Dubois. He can fight. He's rebuilt, he's had 2 good wins, the last in Germany. And yeah, look, he's a good fighter for me. He's a bit of a danger man. I actually really like this fight. I'm a fan of Honey, I like this. I think it's a really, really good 50-50 potential.
Yeah, you've spoke about this one a lot, Barry, as a 50-50, because I guess with Justice Hooney, still inexperienced, just the 8 fights. Kevin Lerena, very experienced.
Yeah, the only thing I think is a good fight for Hooney is that Lerena does like to come forward a little bit, and he is right in front of you. He's a good boxer, and he uses the jab and the straight right hand really well, and he's tough. But he's got a big guy in front of him who's 100 miles an hour, throws a lot of punches, moves his head really well, and that's going to be difficult. But Lerena is going to come and join us now. He's got some fantastic wins as a cruiserweight, but after the Dubois win, he's got a couple of really good wins as well. So he's in the heavyweight division. He's cemented now.
Yeah, he has. Apologies for what you're seeing right now with the screen. We are going to correct that as Kevin Lerena. There you go. As Kevin Lerena joins us right now, former IBO Cruiserweight champion Kevin. That was many years ago. You now do look like a fully fledged heavyweight, though. You have put on a bit of muscle as well. Excited about this?
Most definitely. It's a big opportunity for me and my country. It's phenomenal to be here in Saudi Arabia, so it was a no-brainer to take this fight. But I'm not coming here as a stepping stone. I'm coming here to win. As you know, I turn up to the occasion, and I fell short in Tottenham. Hopefully not this time. I'm 100% amped and I'm ready.
You must be proud of yourself. The way you rallied back, it was an unfortunate defeat in some ways because you was that close to winning against Dubois, but you've rebuilt. How proud of that are you?
You know what, it's the first time I can truly say I faced adversity in my career. In an 11-year professional career, it was my first time I found myself on my ass. I had to get back up and try fight on. Unfortunately, the ref stopped the fight. He's the man in charge, and I had to move on. So I learned a lot from that fight. I grew as a fighter, but I grew most importantly as a human and as an athlete. So credit to Daniel, he's gone on, he's done big things. He fought Usyk, he did very well against Jarrell Miller, but I'm on my way back up there, and hopefully one day I can get on that very, very big stage again.
Do you think your experience, because you had a really good cruiserweight career, was fantastic. You got really good wins, and the last 2 wins of the heavyweight have been very, very good. The one before, certainly really good. Do you think that experience is going to be the difference in this fight against Honey?
Most definitely. My opponent's a young guy. He's only had 8 professional fights, but we can't forget he's got a very big amateur pedigree, something that I don't have. I never had a single amateur fight in my life. So they said in an interview that I'm towards the end of my career. I'm only getting started. I've just had 33 fights in my whole life. So I'm getting started, and I'm looking forward to this opportunity. He's a tough competitor, but youth versus experience, I think this one, experience will win.
I used to live in South Africa. I used to live in Johannesburg as well, and you're always one of the names that everyone used to talk about. I've almost felt like there's a lot of pressure on you as the IBO champion, as the flag bearer of South African boxing. Where would you say South African boxing is right now?
You know what, boxing is on the up. If you look at it, obviously, I've been trying my best to carry the flag for South Africa, but we've got a lot of good fighters in South Africa. Sivanati Nonchinga, he just won the flyweight title, if I'm not mistaken. So we all flag bearers of the sport. South Africa's got good fighters. I do think we get overlooked because it's just we're not in the limelight all the time, but it's up to us as fighters to go out there and make a noise, and that's why I'm here to make a noise, and I'm just grateful to be here.
Can I ask you about this, all of this? What's this like? You said Tottenham, and Tottenham was, the stage on the Saturday was big, but it didn't have this kind of build-up. What's it like for you as a fighter to be involved in all this?
It's absolutely surreal, and that's why I said, obviously this fight is high risk for me and high risk for justice. Technically, on paper and a business decision, I didn't need to take it, but the opportunity, the landscape of boxing in Saudi Arabia, to get an opportunity to be on DAZN, all these things are massive for me as a fighter, and it's a box that I needed to tick in my career. So it's surreal to be here, and I'm absolutely humbled.
Prediction?
Victory, by every means possible. Obviously, I always come there to fight. Yeah. I dig my toes in and we throw leather. But we've got to be smart here. We've got to be smart because against the fight with Daniel, obviously I caught him. He went down. He managed to recover, and due to me not being smart and not sticking to my game plan, I found myself on my ass. So I need to be smart. Be a technician in there, ring craft and ring IQ, and I will get the victory.
It's going to be a good one. Again, Barry thinks it's a 50-50 fight. Many agree with that as well. Let's bring out his opponent. Let's throw back down to Thomas Schreiber.
And now let's welcome from Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. He is undefeated with 8 wins. 4 of his 8 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Justice Hooney.
There's a lot of people, Barry, in the boxing world, albeit casuals and hardcore fans, who think this kid could be the real deal. Obviously, World Championship bronze medalist, gold youth world champion as well. Again, a lump for a heavyweight. He could be the real deal.
What he has for a heavyweight, which few heavyweights have, is a fantastic engine. He's high energy, he's got a big fella, he's high energy. He throws lots of punches, and he moves his feet really fast as well. So he can be aggressive, but also a hard target to hit. He lacks experience just now, but the fight on Friday night is going to tell us a lot about him.
I'm a big fan. I like the fact that he can do pretty much everything. He can sit in the pocket. And like Barry said there, his footwork is exceptional. The way he'll skip left and right really quickly, sort of shades of Lomachenko, the way he just moves around the target. But I like the variation in the shots, the willingness to sit in the pocket. He can fight on the back foot, and a lot of that does come from that amateur pedigree.
Yeah, and he's coming off a very good win as well, the biggest win of his career in Tabiti in Mexico. And I like the idea of him traveling. I think it's important. Sometimes fighters can stay at home and build up records. This guy's willing to go all over the world and fight opponents, and I think that's important.
Well, that's getting out your comfort zone, isn't it? It's like training in another place. You're fighting around the world when you don't have the home comforts. That steals you. But then when you're a world-class amateur, you're sort of used to that anyway, so that won't be foreign for him. And I think when you're confident in your ability, you want to show the world. And I get Friday night is going to be a big platform for him.
Yeah, it certainly is. And here he comes as well. And let's hope that our platform here is being reinforced because the heavyweights are on it now. Justice, great to have you with us. Thank you very much. What's all this like? I just asked Kevin Lorini, your opponent, about this. What's it like for you, all of this?
Yeah, man, it's all new to me. So I'm just taking it all in as I go. It's a big platform for me to be performing on this early in my career. So, like I said, I'm taking it all in, enjoying the experience. And, this is where I belong. So,
look, this division is starting to look for its next stars. And you're in that crop. All going well Friday night. We have to remember it's Friday night. How far do you think you are from fighting for major titles?
No pressure down with that. Let's go straight into what's up.
And the reason I say that is because you do have an advantage as far as the amateur pedigree, so you do have a bit of a head start. How far do you think you are?
For me, I was taking it one fight at a time. You know, continue winning these fights, and you know it'll just come by itself. But I'm not chasing anything just yet. You know, my time will come, but for now I'm just gonna keep, you know, knocking down these fights and, you know, hopefully impressing everyone and getting my name out there.
We know you can box, you've got really good skills, but when you're at your best, in my opinion, because you've got so much high energy, is when you are being aggressive and looking for the target and moving around the body. Is that going to be the plan against a naturally smaller guy in the arena?
Yeah, that's it. Look, I'm going to stick and move this fight. I know Kevin, he's a very powerful and explosive fighter, so yeah, I don't want to stand there to be hit. I'm going to be a moving target, and yeah, just hit and not get hit. That's the game plan, man.
He's saying his experience will be too much on Friday night. What do you have to say about that?
Well, look, 1 second. You're such a troublemaker. Look at him. He goes in trouble.
I don't think so. Look, my last fight was up against Andrew Tabiti, who was another experienced fighter, and I seem to hold my own with him. I think over the years, with the amateur background as well, it all helps, and you know, I like to throw myself in these tough fights, and you know, it's only going to make me better, and I'm only going to gain from it. I'm going to gain more experience, so you know, I'm just grateful to be here.
What's going on at the moment with Australian boxing? I mean, there's so many stars that everyone in this group here loves Jao Pattaya. I think we think he's incredible. Tim Tszyu fights Keith Thurman very soon as well. So many stars coming out of Australia, obviously part of the new breed. What's in the water in Australia?
I don't know, man. I think it's just, you know, everyone's following suit. Like, they see one person can do it. It's possible, and then everyone else is following now. So, yeah, there's a lot of talent down in Australia, but it's just up to us to bring it out and show the world what we got. So, yeah, it's starting to get bigger and better, the boxing scene in Australia, and I'm just grateful to be a part of it, to be honest.
And you're one of the stars of it. Good luck on Friday against Kevin Lerena. It'll be an absolutely fantastic fight. The heavyweight division only works when the big boys in the heavyweight division fight each other. It was on, then off. Now it's certainly on. May 18th, we're going to see two of the best go at it of this generation to find out who is number one. Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk.
Live on DAZN Worldwide, May 18th. The fight of the century. Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. Tyson Fury looks to reign as king of the division. But Alexander Usyk is undefeated and coming for the crown. For the first time in over 20 years, all the belts are on the line. Ring of Fire, live on DAZN Worldwide, May 18th.
I cannot wait for that one. That one, obviously, May 18th. Friday, March 8th, it's this one. Francis Ngannou versus Anthony Joshua. Scan the QR code you see on the screen right now. You certainly do not want to miss what is going to be an absolutely fantastic night of boxing on Friday. To quickly remind you that on Friday, it's Friday, not Saturday, Friday. Thomas Triber's ready to get out our next fighter. Let's throw to our MC.
Our next two combatants competing this Friday in a scheduled 10-round contest. It is a eliminator for the WBC Silver Super Welterweight Championship. Let's first welcome, coming to us from Kent, England. He brings a professional record consisting of 16 wins, 4 defeats, 10 of his 16 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Louis the Medway Mauler Green.
That's it, isn't it? That's the winner. That's nickname of the year, that is. I mean, I don't think anything beats that. Barry, look, we were speaking together at breakfast. This guy here, I mean, a lot of people will look at the boxing record and see 4 defeats. Go and look at who he's lost to. He loses to really good guys. Lewis Green's coming to win.
You know, he really is. And I tell you what, he's a problem for 10 rounds as well. He's non-stop on you all the time. He can be hurt and he can be dropped, but he gets up. He gets up. And you should look at his face. Look how mean he is.
No nonsense.
Look at that.
He's a nice guy to talk to. You'll listen up when he comes up here now. He's a nice guy to talk to. When you talk to him, watch what you say. you will, especially you, Darren.
Yeah, you know Darren likes to stir a bit. No stirring.
I'm glad he's on first.
Actually, Darren, swap over.
But honestly, this is a great fight, isn't it? Obviously, look, former Commonwealth champion himself. He wants to get back to those type of title fights, those type of belts. It happens on Friday if he wins.
Yeah, I think it does. Jack McCann's on a real roll right now, but I think this is a real test for him. And if he's left wanting, if he can't cope with the pressure that Louis Green will guarantee bring, then he's going to be in trouble. He really is.
And by the way, he's in shape, isn't he? I mean, all of us start breathing in immediately. Get in here, Louis. How you doing, Louis? Good?
Oh, are you all right?
Well, Barry was talking about that. He said, you're all business. You're all business. You've come here to win. What's it been like for you the last sort of 12, 18 months? Coming off that loss as well to Sam Gilly, what's it been like for you?
I've just been back in. I went back to work straight away on the Monday, and I went straight back to the gym, carried on training. I didn't feel like, when you're in a fight like that, I didn't feel like it was a loss.
Yeah.
It was so exciting. It was a very close fight. Felt really good coming off of that. Even though it was a loss, felt brilliant to be involved in such a big fight.
Yeah.
Do you feel any added pressure going into this one on Friday, knowing that back-to-back defeats wouldn't be great? You know, you want to get a win, you want to get momentum going again. Does that add any pressure?
No, I mean, when I lost to Harry Scarf, I went straight over to Poland. I fought the number 2 over there at a weight above. I didn't want to go back and do what the normal thing is, going to get a journeyman in a 6. I don't believe in it. I just don't think it's. We're all here to fight. So when the phone rang, I just finished work. I got the call to come over here. I'm not going to say no. I couldn't believe it.
Do you think they've made a mistake? I know Jack's on a roll after a really good knockout against Duran Jr. of all people, but they picked you because you come off a loss, but not really knowing how good you are.
Do I think?
Do they think they've made a mistake by choosing you?
If I'm being honest, I don't think of anything like that when it comes to this.
Just a fight.
I look at every fight. It's the same. I'm always in a hard fight. I fought a few unbeaten. I think I've fought about 4 or 5 unbeaten boys now on the back of losses, and then went straight from one unbeaten to another unbeaten. I've had some big years. The last 2 years have been massive for me in boxing.
10 of your opponents have only lost 1 fight. Being undefeated have only lost 1 fight. 10 of them.
It's a great stat.
Not unbelievable.
That's a great stat. It shows, as we just mentioned, it shows that he takes the fights, and even through the losses, and we're reading that your losses, they're good losses. And what I mean by that is you're fighting good kids all the time. So you're not losing to scrubs, are you? You're fighting guys in there that are good and coming to win. What do you make of all of this?
It's unbelievable. I mean, to win, like I say, I won the Commonwealth, defended the Commonwealth, was in fight of the year, potentially one of the fights of the year, to then come straight here. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Just quickly on your opponent, how do you think? Look, I'm pretty sure I know what I'm going to get from you on Friday. You're going to be the aggressor. You're going to be on the front foot. What do you expect from Jack?
I expect the same as when I have every fight. I expect a hard fight from the off. I'm always in a hard fight, so I don't take anything lightly. Someone asked me yesterday about what would you do after this fight, and I said I don't think about it until I've done the fight. I don't enjoy it. It's a nice atmosphere and it's brilliant, but I don't even take this all in. I'm here to have a fight, and then I can't really focus on anything else. I'll enjoy the last few hours when I get out of the ring. Until then, I don't enjoy nothing.
I love to know that. Yeah, thank you. That's good preparation, because I'm not going to ask you then at the weigh-in, what do you do if you beat him? I'm not going to ask you that at all. Louis, good luck on Friday, my man.
Boys.
Thank you very much. All right, let's throw it back down to Thomas Triber.
And now let's welcome from Liverpool, England. He is undefeated with 9 wins, 1 draw, 6 of his 9 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Jack McCann.
You know, I'm a bit upset that Thomas didn't give us his nickname. His nickname is the Pilgrim. Now, I do love a good nickname, I told you. I'm not mad at that one, the Pilgrim. Obviously, look, former MMA fighter, has transitioned to boxing, been doing it since 2018. And so far, you heard the record, they're unbeaten, Darren.
Yeah, and improving. It's baby steps, he's learning on the job, but we see that last time against Roberto Duran Jr. You know, it was a lovely shot that finished the job. He carries power in both hands. That's the thing. It's a really intriguing matchup. When I asked him there how he feels Jack's going to approach this fight, Louis, it's because if Jack tries to hold the centre of the ring, This will be absolute fireworks. There is no doubt about it, because Louis Green is going to seek and destroy. That is how he approaches.
But he's going to
the
have
fight.
to hold the centre. If he runs, Louis Green will walk him down. He'll be back on the road.
Well, that's music to my ear about that.
He's going to have to hold the ground. And what I've noticed about Jack McCann is that over the fight, his elbows were a little bit wide. He had his hands up, but his guard wasn't safe, and it's closed up. As the fight's gone on, it's closed up. And he looks a bit defensive, a little bit better, and he doesn't panic under pressure.
Yeah, and obviously has no respect for his adults and elders. Knocked out Roberto Duran's son in front of Roberto Duran. I mean, no respect whatsoever, and he's going to join us now. Jack McCann, as I said, has transitioned so well from MMA into boxing. Come in, Jack. Jack's got the experience. Obviously, Jack, you fought here. You fought on the Fury and Ngannou card, didn't you?
Yeah, that was here in October.
Yeah, what was that like, that experience, compared to this one for you?
You know, it was amazing. That was one of the best weeks of my life. Never mind just fighting, just as an experience. And the whole team was the same. The treatments, the performance at the end, it was the icing on the cake. It was amazing. And then, even though it was only in October, how much it's changed to now is incredible. I can't get over it. But that was like, knowing you have a boss dream and you go, oh, I'll go back sleep and I'll try and catch the end of that. That's what I've done, and I'm back in the dream, so I'm over the moon.
You mentioned them there, the team. How important have they been behind the scenes to keep you grounded? And the reason I say grounded is because last time that was a very good victory, and it's quite easy for you to get carried away. Confidence will be high. How important have the team been?
Oh, if there's anyone who's keeping me grounded, it's my team, and I know that. You know, we all have our little celebrations, but they don't let it go too far. And throughout my career in boxing and MMA, I've had plenty of fantastic knockouts on big nights, and I know not to let yourself run away with yourself. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I had me 5 minutes, and then it was back down to earth. Then.
What's impressed me most with you, everyone talk about the power, is that when you put under pressure, you don't panic. And I guess that's because you're used to people kicking you, and so there's so many punches. But you know, with Louis Green, you're gonna have a guy who's right on your chest. How have you prepared for that?
I'm fully prepared for that, and I'm under no delusion that this is going to be the toughest test of me career, especially with the style that Louis Green brings. But you know, I've been, for the past couple of weeks now, I've been in New Mexico and Albuquerque, and I've been sparring Mexicans who all come forward and putting all the pressure on, so I'm fully prepared for Louis and his style.
I've got to ask, you're probably one of the biggest light middleweights I've seen, super welterweights I've seen. How is the weight?
Got big shoes on.
They're not that big.
Can I borrow them?
Yeah. No, you know, this is a weight that I've been making since I was 19, and funnily enough, as I'm getting older, I'm getting that bit bigger, I'm getting that like mature man strength. I'm making it easier now, really? So yeah, it's a mad one. So I'm not going to overlook it. I'm just going to keep it going the way it's going.
All right, good luck. Honestly, it should be an absolutely fantastic fight. A lot of people are picking that as fight of the night, so good luck on it. All right, I can see the other fighters are ready, so let's throw it back downstairs once again to Thomas Triber.
Our next two combatants competing this Friday night in a 10-round contest. It will be for the vacant WBA International Lightweight Championship. First, let's welcome, coming to us from Portsmouth, England. He is undefeated with 14 wins, 10 of his 14 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Mark Thunder Chamberlain.
I'm so happy this fight got put on this card, because I guess with these kind of super cards, if you like, Barry, sometimes maybe you don't get a big domestic one. And we've got a big domestic one here, and I really like this card because I'm split down the middle as to who I think is going to win it.
Well, this is another one of those, you know, Chamberlain's done really well, he's looked fantastic, but this is a real step up for him, because Gavin Gwynn is the biggest lightweight you've ever seen in your life, but he's not only like 6'1", he's wide, he's thick set as well, and his pressure is relentless. He will not give you a second's rest. So for Chamberlain, I would think if he doesn't hurt him early, he might be in trouble.
Yeah, look, Mark's obviously not small himself as well, and You mentioned him. Martin can crack a bit.
Yeah, he can. He can whack. And I'd love to see. I can't wait actually to see the stats after this fight. I'm pretty sure this may go from some rounds. I just think so many shots are going to be thrown in this contest. Gavin, we know, has got a high work rate. Mark likes to throw an awful lot of shots. It's going to be very exciting for that reason.
Yeah, lightweight division's a weird one right now in Britain. It's kind of open, isn't it? I mean, no one's got, like Gavin's obviously former British champion, still British champion, but no one's kind of nailed down that they own that division.
Well, European champion, I think that should maybe be on the line. But it's we still need. Well, Gavin's, you have to put him at #1 because of the titles that he holds and the prestige that he has. But it is a division that anyone could easily take over. You have Sam Noakes, of course, knocking on the door, and many others. But this fight on Friday night is a very hard one to pick because you should go with the experience of Gavin Quinn. That he knows what to do in fights. He's only been beat by really top quality fighters. But this man next to me has real power. And he can knock you out early, he can knock you out late.
Oh, you're being nice to him now, he's here. No?
Yeah, I know. Hi, Mark.
Mark, obviously, look, great fight, this one. How does this one come about? Do you get the phone call and ask for Gavin? Is Gavin the name that's put in front of you? How did this matchup come about?
Yeah, so basically it was like Christmas time. I had a phone call asking if I wanted to fight out in Saudi Arabia. The first name that was put towards me was Maxie Hughes.
Okay. Bit of inside information here. I like this.
Yeah, and then something happened in the background. I don't know what. And obviously I was asked for the opportunity, so they delivered. And Gavin was next in line. So that's how it sort of come about, really.
Gavin's on a good run of form, if you like. Didn't look great in his last fight, but the Italian, very, very crafty. But do you feel the time is right for you to step up to this next level?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, I'm not looking past Gavin, going on his last performance. They say everyone has a bad night in the office. Maybe he had an off night, but we certainly didn't go off of that performance. We know what he's capable of. But yeah, I've had 14 fights now. I just believe the timing is right for me, and I'm all up for a challenge. So yeah, why not?
How are you going to approach this fight, Mark? Because you're known for your power, but you can box. I mean, you've shown that clearly you can box. But do you think it's best to put it on Gavin early, or do you think you can outbox him and try and get him down the stretch?
I'll take each round as it comes. Like I say, I can box, I can punch. So I've prepared for the best Gavin Quinn possible. So I'm ready for whatever he's got.
Which is 100% pressure, and you know that's going to be coming. So.
Pressure on me?
On him, no, the pressure that he puts on you because he's relentless. Isn't he?
Oh yeah. We've had good sparring, prepared well for the pressure. So yeah, I mean the more pressure, the better, I guess.
Mark, good luck.
Thank you.
Should be a good one, isn't it? Mark Chamberlain versus Gavin Quinn. Let's throw it back down to Thomas Treiber to introduce Gavin Quinn.
And now let's welcome, coming to us from Wales. He brings a professional record consisting of 17 wins, 2 defeats, 1 draw, 5 wins, coming by way of knockout. Here is Gavin Quinn.
Yeah, Gavin, let's be all honest, didn't look great against Emiliano last time out. Obviously, Emiliano got pulled out because of the injury. Before that, those wins against Craig Woodruff were very good. Obviously, the draw, then the win. And as you say, looking at him now, I mean, he's probably the biggest lightweight I've ever seen in my life.
He's massive, but as someone who's fleet-footed and spinning around the tag, he's always got those Gavin problems. But if you stand in front of him, you have a nightmare. Like you see Sean McComb, who's a really good boxer, but obviously had a bit of power. He tried to stand in front of Gavin, and Gavin's relentless pressure. He's not the quickest to start. I'd say he is a quick starter, but he's vulnerable to get hurt early in the fight, Gavin Quinn. That's the worry for me here. But once he gets in his flow, he wears you down. He's not the biggest puncher, but he's relentless. I think it's a decent weight on his shots, and he's relentless with the pressure. And that big weight that he has, he leans on you, tires you out, and by round 6, 7, certainly 8, you're spent. Your power's gone, your energy's gone. You can't move your legs. And then he goes to work.
Yeah, you're right. Like you say there, sorry, Ade, with that Emiliano, the crafty Italian, and though he didn't look good, it's almost like you say, he's on you. He does not stop working. So though he may have not looked great early in that contest, it almost went to plan. As I know he was injured, the Italian was injured, but still he was tiring. And that is all down to Gavin and that relentless pressure.
There's a lot expected of these fighters in fight week, especially on these big shows, right? It isn't just a case of you turn up on Friday or Saturday and fight. And I do wonder when I see the likes of Gavin Quinn and Mark Chamberlain, 2 very big lightweights, This is a lot because the weight cut to get down to 135 pounds isn't easy. Let's welcome in Gavin now, and you're going to see the size of him as we were talking. Come in, Gav. Don't be shy. Come in.
What's up, man, lad?
You like Gav?
Good. Yeah, you good?
How you doing, Gav? How are you? Good?
Yeah, all good, all good.
Yeah.
Here we go. I was at middleweight.
There you go. This is the point. What has the weight cut been like so far? Obviously, you've still got 4 days to make the 135 pounds.
It's been good. Like, everyone says I'm massive.
You
for the
are
weight,
massive.
But I could probably make super feather. I probably could. Like
Serious? Honestly?
Honestly, like that's the honest truth. Like, the last couple of pounds is always hard. Every boxer, it's going to be hard the last couple of pounds, but it's not a struggle. Like, do you know what I mean? So
look, I don't want to go back in the past too much, but I will talk about the last fight, and I'm trying to take the positives out of that. You won the title, but though you didn't look great early on, it's almost like that is in the plan, though, to put that kind of pressure on your opponent until they wilt. So there are confidence that you can take from that fight.
Yeah, 100%. And he was just a tricky operator. Like, you don't go 42-0 without being good. Do you know what I mean? So I was getting into him. In the end, I was getting into him. The last 2 rounds before they stopped there, I was getting to him. And he just wanted out. I could see it in his face as well. Every time he was like going to the corner, he was shaking his head. I knew it, and I was landing some big shots inside, and he just wilted. Yeah. So I took some things from it, but I just didn't perform. It was just one of them nights. You're not going to be 100% all the time, so it was just one of them nights. Yeah.
You've had an old-fashioned career, Gav, because you've had to do it the back doorway, the beach side all the time.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk about the fight so much, but did you ever think you'd get to not this level, but this where we are now, this sort of an event?
Never in a million years. Like, this is what all boxers dream of.
What to speak to Ade, Darren, and Barry?
Yeah, this is what all boxers dream of boxing on an event like this in a place like this. It's just amazing. Like, I am
living the dream.
Yeah, I'm living the dream. I am stopped smiling since I had the phone call off Lee Eaton. Like, so yeah, I've been buzzing the old camp, and like I said before, a happy fighter is a dangerous fighter. Yeah, so.
And we expect to see a dangerous fighter on Friday as well. It's going to be a fantastic fight between him and Mark Chamberlain. All right, the next fighter is ready, so let's go back downstairs to Thomas Triber.
Our next 2 combatants competing this Friday night in a scheduled 12-round contest. It will be for the WBC Featherweight Championship of the World. Let's first welcome the challenger coming to us from Liverpool, England. He is undefeated with 19 wins, 11 of his 19 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the current WBC Silver Featherweight Champion, Nick the Wrecking Bull.
All right, on the theme of nicknames, that just made sense, doesn't it? The Wrecking Boy just makes sense. It had to be that. I mean, Nick Bull, honestly, the nickname lives up to the way he fights. I mean, this guy comes in and it's non-stop from bell one. He's built like a tank. And I like the way in which he's done it, because he's not gone the traditional route, which you want to see, but he's made it hard work. He's fought some really good kids, and here he is now on the cusp of winning a world title.
Yeah, you know what he's done? I always call it the McGuigan route, because he's had the fight just before the world title fight, which was an acid test, like Josh Taylor did as well. Postal before Baranchek.
Yes.
So yeah, McGuigan had Laporte before he had Pedrosa. Real acid test. The fights were probably too dangerous really to take before you fight for the world title. But the Dogby fight was the one where once he had that fight, had that win. Different start to this fight, but you knew he was ready for that world stage.
Yeah, I like the carrot that's being dangled in front of his face as well. Ray Ford obviously won a title on the week. Congratulations to Raymond Ford. He says he's not going to go up to 130. He wants to fight one man, and that one man being Nick Bull. If Nick Bull can come and win a world title here, so we could have champion versus champion. Potentially, I'm going a bit too far here now, but maybe the June 1st card between Dimitri Bivol and Artur Beterbiev.
You love playing matchmaker.
I'm playing promoter, matchmaker, manager, everything. I'm playing everything. Here comes a Nick Bull now. Obviously, look, it's been an incredible career so far, and as you mentioned, Barry, that win over Isaac Dogbo, it let us know that he is a world-level fighter.
Yeah, because Dogbo's obviously been a world champion, but he's still world level, he's still world class. So it was a chance for Dogbo just to show Nick Bull, listen, you're not nowhere near ready, or for Nick to show us the world that I'm here now, and he boxed tremendously well. Again, people go on about his power, but for me, it's how he gets from A to B. His feet are so fast, and when he gets close to the target, he moves around it, and he's a hard man to hit.
Nick, I don't know if you saw. Firstly, welcome to our stage, Nick. I don't know if you saw the interview I did with Frank and Eddie, and I said to Eddie, I said, of all the people that are in the Queensbury stable, which one would you take? And there's a lot of fighters, and he said, oh, I like that Nick Bull. You're getting a lot of praise from a lot of people right now.
Yeah, seeing that, yes. It's good, innit? Just shows what I'm doing. People like to watch, and it's exciting, and all the hard work's paying off, yeah? So it's good to hear.
How are you feeling? How's confidence? Are you
I just realised, by the way, Frank probably won't be happy with me for saying that.
But you are that close now, Nick, to realising the dream of becoming a world champion. How's that sound?
Well, that's it, innit? It's here. There's no turning back now. This is what I've been working for my whole life. Me team have been working for, and I've got the opportunity on one of the biggest stages possible, innit? This is where it's happening. It's massive. So I'm not going to let it slip now. Definitely not.
And this is a proper world title fight, because you're boxing a guy who, up until his last fight, was 36-0.
Yeah.
No, this is a real world champion. You win this world fight, and you're not a lucky world champion. You're a 1,000,000% genuine world-class world champion. But this is a man who's going to fire back when you throw, probably for the first time. Because when you throw, people cower, don't they? Away.
Yeah.
Now, you know this is a guy who's going to fire back. How are you going to look to work around that?
Just whatever he wants to do, we can do. Yeah, that's it. And that'll come out on fight night. I'm prepared more than ever, ready more than ever. So, yeah, whatever he wants to do, I'm up for.
Can you? I mean, firstly, have you watched his fight with Shaki Foster? Is there anything you can take away from that? Because what I did see, similarities between yourself and Foster was the speed of hand and feet. So that must give you a lot of confidence, Gary.
Yeah, I didn't watch the fight, but yeah, he's like a come forward fighter, and he puts the pressure on Shaki Foster. So, yeah, it worked for him, but. No disrespect to him as well, but I'm a different type of fighter all round, and I'm looking forward to showing it.
I love that confidence.
Honestly, it's a Scouse thing. I'm telling you, it's a Scouse thing. Nick, honestly, good luck on Friday.
Nice.
Good opportunity to become world champion as he takes on Ray Vargas. Remember, by the way, see that QR code that you can see in the top left-hand corner? Scan it to be a part of something very, very exciting come March 8th, and also join us along for what has been an incredible build-up, and we'll get better and better and better as we go on. All right, Thomas Schreiber is ready to introduce his opponent, and that man is the WBC featherweight champion, Mr. Ray Vargas.
And now let's welcome the defending world champion coming to us from Otumba, Mexico. He brings a professional record of 36 wins, just one defeat, with 22 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the former WBC Super Bantamweight World Champion, and this Friday night, the reigning and defending WBC Featherweight Champion of the World, Ray Vargas.
This is Ray Vargas, two-weight world champion. Again, so Shaki Foster going up to super featherweight was bidden to become a three-weight world champion. On the cusp at the time of being a top 10 pound-for-pound fighter. This is how good he is. I mean, this is the real deal. Barry Jones just said there to Nick Bull, you win this world title, you won a real world title.
See, and you can't even say he's past his best, because the Shaki Foster fight was a super featherweight for a start, and he held his own, by the way, even there. No, this is a really hard fight. I mean, he's a massive favourite. I picked Nick Bull to win, and I don't know why. I've done my unusual out my comfort zone, and I have a feeling, not common sense would say Vargas will be able to control the space. He doesn't box like a Mexican. He boxes long. He's patient with it, like he uses his jab. But what he does do like a Mexican is when he gets caught, he fires back with combinations.
Yeah, very experienced as well. He's fought the likes of Mark Magsayo, who's really, really good fighter as Ray Vargas. He won't join us, unfortunately, but I think we can all speak enough about him to know this is going to be a real contest for Nick Bull.
Yeah, look, he's a proper fighter, a proper champion. Like Barry says, not your typical Mexican, but he can fight in the pocket. He unleashes hell with those body shots, but he's got lovely straight shots. His jab is impeccable. He's got a good chin. He will be confident still after that defeat. Don't get me wrong. He dared to be great, if you like, and why I say that is he stepped up to super featherweight. It didn't go to plan. He fought a tricky opponent, but he can fight.
Yeah,
He can fight.
He can. Look, the featherweight division right now is a good one as well. Let's have a look at the rankings. These are the current top 10 rankings in the featherweight division. I mean, look, Lee Wood's there, but he's realistically not going to fight in the featherweight again. I mean, Luis Alberto Lopez, fantastic. Ray Vargas there, Brandon Figueroa. This is, and Nick Ball there, you can see his 10th. It's a stacked division.
It is, you know, and Lopez just had a really good win again on the weekend, so, you know, he's just cemented his place where he is right now. You know, Vargas is what he is. Brandon Figueroa is a really tough fight. I thought that was going to be him and Nick Ball originally. I thought Vargas was going to vacate, and that would have been a great fight. He's a big, powerful guy himself.
A name that's not there who's definitely a top 5 now was Raymond Ford. Obviously, after his win, Raymond Ford is definitely there, and you heard me say before Nick Ball came that that's the fight that Raymond Ford wants next as well.
What a way to win a world title, Raymond Ford, in that last round. That was unbelievable.
Honestly, special
But a man who's
fighter.
known for his skill, to have to tough it out like
It
that.
reminds me of Chavez Meldrick Taylor.
Yes.
Right. Last few seconds, incredible.
All right, here we go. Co-main event time, and this is where it gets special because the big boys, and I mean the big boys, are going to entertain us in a couple of minutes. So let's throw it back downstairs to Thomas Triber.
Our next two combatants competing this Friday night in our co-main event scheduled for 12 rounds. It will be for the WBO Interim Heavyweight Championship of the World. First, we will welcome the challenger, coming to us from South Auckland, New Zealand. He brings a professional record of 34 wins, 3 defeats, with 23 wins, coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the former WBO heavyweight champion of the world, Joseph Parker.
Dressed to impress as well, and so he should be coming off that magnificent win over Deontay Wilder in December. Quick turnaround for Joseph Parker. He's asked for it, and he's got another big one in front of him in Zhili Zhang. Quick question, guys. Where is Joseph Parker now after that win in your heavyweight rankings? Like when you, sorry to put you on the spot, but where is he now? A top 7 heavyweight, top 8, top 5?
Top 5.
Yeah, top 5.
I would have him just behind Zhang, ironically.
Yeah.
I would. No, I would. You'd have to say that. Even though he beat Wilder, he did. But I think just Zhang had those two good wins on the spot against Joyce, and I just think that.
So just to be clear on it, you kind of Fury, Usyk, AJ, Zhang, Parker.
Yes, I think.
Not a bad top 5, is it?
And I would agree. But just going back to this last fight against Wilder, and I think we both was in agreement here. We didn't believe he would approach the fight with Wilder the way he did.
Yeah.
He said he was going to go in there, hold the center of the ring, try and stop Wilder. He did exactly that.
I thought he was going to do that.
You did think he was going to do that?
I didn't.
But he's known to be a boxer, isn't he? That's really phenomenal what he does so well. So to actually, and anyway, even if you are an aggressive fighter, all right, stunt the power of a Wilder, be aggressive, push him back. That all sounds great, but that man hits like a train. So you got to be brave. The bravery he showed to do that, commit it. And people say Wilder didn't throw any punches. He didn't allow him to throw shots.
You know what I don't like, and the reaction, and I get it, the reaction's all been about what's wrong with Wilder? What happened to Wilder? Rather than giving Parker the credit for actually going straight at the former WBC heavyweight champion.
Yeah, look, 100%. Like you said there, don't take anything away from this man. This man told us exactly what he was going to do, and he done just that.
None of us believed him as well, by the way. That's the truth. We all thought that Wilder was going to get him at some point.
Yeah. Like, I just thought he would stick to his boxing, and you thought at any moment Wilder was going to catch him, but he didn't allow him. It was
Here he comes. Here comes the big man.
Looking smooth.
Looking very sharp as well. Come in, Joseph. Don't be shy. Come in.
Hi, Joe.
What's up?
Big Joe. How are you, my man? Good. Here we go again, Joseph. Here we go again. Another big one. Another
Here we
big
go
one.
again.
Yeah.
Back to back.
Busiest man in boxing.
You are the busiest man. Would you sort of say that's where the success has come from, because you have stayed busy, gone straight from camp to camp to camp?
I feel like the staying busy is the reason why there is so much success. The momentum, keeping in camp, staying in shape, eating good, resting well, and I think it's been very good. And I love keeping busy because it keeps me in the gym and it keeps me working with Andy Lee, George Lockhart, and I love it.
Here he is. Sorry. Well, I want to show us. I think we're going to see it right now. The Deontay Wilder fight, which again, just in December. I mean, I don't know. I had goosebumps just at the face-off. But you went straight at him. You surprised everyone. We know you as a boxer. You came out as the most aggressive Joseph Parker I think I've ever seen.
You know, Deontay Wilder, respect his power. And I was like, throughout the whole fight, I was always cautious, eyes wide open, and just making sure that I was ready for anything that came my way. And thanks to Andy for the game plan that he came up with. It's to fight fire with fire. And I think that's what caused Wilder not to be able to throw the shots he wanted to throw.
Yeah, if I'm deadly honest, and I think many would agree with me, I didn't believe you was going to approach the fight that way, and you did exactly that. Would you say that is your biggest win today?
I would say winning the championship of the world was the biggest at the time, but because of the threat that Wilder possessed, and being the underdog and being on a big stage, I feel like that was the biggest win of my career.
No, people say the tactics were great, and they were great, but it takes I'd say bravery, but I'd probably say a bit of a lunacy.
Unity.
Yeah, a bit of maniac to commit to those tactics, because you know.
I think all of us involved in boxing are maniacs anyway. It's true. It's pretty true.
But still, you know, if you get it right, which you did, it works. It stops you from throwing punches, and you're dominant. But if you get it wrong,
you're
walking onto it.
Yeah. But I feel like coming into this fight, because of that good win, I feel like obviously more confident coming into this fight with Zhang. Do
you feel you're sharp because you're boxing more regular? Do you feel your mind's sharper now because you're on it quicker because you're not having longer camps?
A lot sharper because we're not having to relearn things all the time when you're out of camp and you're not fighting as often.
Joseph, I asked both of the guys as you were making your way to us, I said, where do you have Joseph Parker right now in your heavyweight rankings? And both of them had you in your top 5. They're in the top 5. Would you say that is now because you are the best Joseph Parker you've ever been?
I feel like this is the best version of myself that's ever been. I know I won the championship of the world at a young age, and I went through ups and downs and had losses here and there, but I feel like now that I've got Andy Lee as head trainer, listen, he's excellent. And then I got George Lockhart. I feel like I got the best balance that I've ever had in training and in boxing and in life itself.
Well, look, last time out you told us exactly what you was going to do. Move forward to Friday. How do you approach this fight?
I'm going to go in there and be smart. Zhang is a big, powerful man. So it'll be different strategy, different tactics, and it'll be awesome to execute a different plan that we have in place.
I did say when you won the fight, actually, on the night doing a broadcast, the old boxing saying, you're only as good as your last fight. And I said, if you're only as good as your last fight, who's the best heavyweight in the world today? And you've had the best performance out of all the heavyweights in the last few months, and that's the truth.
Oh, so that's awesome. Yeah, so
It's actually took both of them. I mean, Zhang against Joyce was fantastic.
Yes,
very good.
You against Wilder.
And listen, Joyce beat me, and Zhang beat Joyce twice. First one was, a stoppage, and then the second one was another stoppage. So he looked pretty good.
And obviously a southpaw as well, which brings its own problems. We know that. I'm guessing you've had really good southpaw.
I've only fought one southpaw in my career, but having Andy as the head trainer, he's been a southpaw and fought so many orthodox fighters and even southpaws himself. And then we brought in some great sparring. So thanks to everyone that came in for sparring camp.
And the occasion itself, you're a prominent feature now on these shows. How great is it to be a massive, not just a part, but you're a massive part of these occasions?
So I'm very grateful for the position that I'm in, and I'm very blessed, and I continue to train hard and work hard because of this position I'm in. And I have my whole team here, some family members are here, so I'm looking forward to putting on the best performance I can put on.
Are you keeping the beard? The beard's fantastic, by the way.
I want to shave it off.
What are you doing?
No, I want to keep the goatee.
Are you going to keep the goatee? Okay. I see what you're doing. There's been so much talk of if AJ beats Ngannou, AJ fights the winner of Fury Usyk. Everyone, we hear it all the time. Surely, if you beat Zhang, I mean, Wilder, Zhang, surely you should be in that conversation to fight Fury or Usyk, surely.
The way that I look at it is I just focus on Zhang. And I know there's other discussions out there. There's other discussions, other fights to be made, but this is the guy in front of me, and that's all I want.
What is the goal? Is the goal to be a heavyweight champion again?
The ultimate goal is to be champion of the world, 2-time champion of the world, unified champion. But in order to get there, you have to get through these tests, and you can't really think too much ahead because this is what's in front of you.
Did you ever think, I know after that Joyce defeat, where you boxed well, but obviously it was a really tough, hard fight, and he caught you with a good shot. Did you think was there any doubt that you would get back to where you are now?
There was no doubt, but I had to make some changes within my camp and then my training and then the structure that I had. But there was never any doubt. It was always, listen, as a fighter, you believe in yourself no matter what. Even if you win, lose, whatever it is, you still believe in yourself no matter what.
And you found Andy Lee, and you guys just seem maybe the best fit in boxing right now.
Listen, I got a great setup, and like I said, I'm very blessed and grateful.
We had Justice here a bit earlier. Obviously, Justice takes on Kevin Larena, who's just in front of us now. So many good fighters coming from sort of the Pacific Islands. What is going on? Like, so many great fighters moving their way. Obviously, look, we are, and I said this before, big fans of Joe Pataya, who almost seems to be leading the way for the new crop of young fighters. Yeah. So many good fighters coming from you.
Must be something in the water.
Must be something in the water. I need to swim over there.
It's all the taro that we're eating. Listen, there's a lot of talent there, but they need the right guidance and the right pathway to get to the top. And probably thanks to all the promoters who are helping to bring them up and giving them the big stage to perform on.
And what an absolute great flag bearer,
honestly,
you know, for these young crops coming back. And that must make you proud as well.
I feel proud and privileged to be in this position and just trying to be a good example and still chase my dreams at the same time.
I know you did your movies for us in lockdown. I know we're no longer in lockdown, thank God for that. No more little trailers, no more little movies with the family?
If you can suggest one, I will do one.
Oh, we'll think of an idea.
And he's going to slide into your DMs.
I'll slide into your DMs and we'll talk about it. Good luck as well against Zhili Zhang, co-main event on Friday. Obviously, the main event is Anthony Joshua versus Francis Ngannou. Make sure you scan the QR code. You can see it right there in the top left-hand side of your screen. Here is a quick reminder of what you can expect on Friday.
Live on DAZN worldwide, Friday, March 8th. Joshua versus Ngannou. His earthquaking power shocked the world. The left fury floored.
Big shot from Ngannou.
Now back into the ring. He seeks to knock down and knock out. But AJ is back. The pursuit of 3-time world champ is on. It's all to fight for in knockout chaos. Live on DAZN worldwide, Friday, March 8th.
What an opportunity, by the way, it is for Joseph Parker. Obviously, Zhili Zhang coming off that magnificent win against Deontay Wilder. I mean, it must be dream territory. If he gets past Zhili Zhang, surely he's in line for maybe an Anthony Joshua rematch. Maybe if Alexander Usyk gets past Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk. I was going to say Tyson Fury, but him and Tyson Fury are very, very close. All right, look, I want to show you the heavyweight rankings because there are so many good heavyweights at the moment. Here is the current WBC heavyweight rankings. I mean, that is a ridiculous top 10 there. And look, the name that jumps out straight away, and I want to get your opinion, honest opinion, by the way, guys. Number 10. Number 10 is Francis Ngannou after one fight and a defeat. And Mauricio Sulaimán's put him in there, so that is legit. That's not just us making out, that is the WBC heavyweight rankings. What do you guys feel about that?
The reason he's at number 10 is because the guy who's got the C next to him, Tyson Fury, was pushed to the brink. So I get it. I understand it. It's still...
wait, so if you're the guy that's number 11, and I was playing devil's advocate, if you're the guy that's number 11 who's done all the work, put in all the effort, had those tough fights, it wasn't against Tyson Fury, how's he feeling right now that he's not a top 10 heavyweight?
I don't think you can rate him because he, as well as he did tremendously well. He still lost, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I can't see how you can even rate him. I mean, who knows how good he is? He obviously showed that he can box, and he did tremendously well, but a loss is still a loss, so you can't rate him because of that reason alone. Yeah. He jumps the queue of everybody after a loss. Whichever way you look at it, however well he did, he still lost. And so how can you put him in the top 10? How can you put him in the ratings at all?
By the way, I'm saying that to us now. When he joins us in a few minutes, I certainly won't ask those questions to Mr. Francis Ngannou. But Zhili Zhang is waiting, so let's throw it back downstairs to Mr. Thomas Triber.
And now let's welcome the defending champion, a native of China, now making his home in Bloomfield, New Jersey, USA. He brings a professional record consisting of 26 wins, just 1 defeat, 1 draw, with 21 of his 26 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the reigning and defending WBO interim heavyweight champion of the world, Zhili Big Bang Zhang.
I don't think there's a heavyweight that had a better 2023 than Zhili Zhang. I personally think he beat Hrgović in 2022, but look, we move on from that. He's had back-to-back wins against Joe Joyce, who at the time was a top 5 heavyweight. And not just wins, these didn't go to points, there was no controversy. He got rid of him twice, Darren.
Yeah, I mean, to talk about confidence, his must be through the roof. And just to talk about him technically, he's so good to watch. And I'm sure you'll appreciate it, Barry. You know, we love the fundamentals. We love that pure chess match-like boxing style, if you like. And he has that in abundance. I love the way he's so relaxed, the way he's always sort of shrugging his shoulders and lets the shots come out with such ease. Nothing seems forced at any point. He's so accurate, so much variation with that backhand of his. He really is a tremendously good fighter.
He's got really fast hands for a giant. And he's got really good boxing skills. His timing's good. If you come in, you can catch with that short hook and you put to sleep. His feet are not the fastest, but he doesn't need to because you come to him. What he has got is an awful engine, and that's why the Hrgovic fight.
Hasn't that improved?
It improved in the Joyce fight.
Yeah.
Against a guy who's very slow-footed, though. By the way, I would say that. So a guy who's high energy, like Hrgovic, causing problems because he was in and out with the movement. But when he does work, it's quality. And that's why everyone thought he won the fight, because when he worked for 20 seconds of every round, that's all he did. It was tremendous work. Then he allowed Hrgovic to get into the fight by being the far busier. So it was a close fight in the end.
What is it with the heavyweight division? Like, I think if we kind of collectively put our top 10 together, I don't think there would be a heavyweight under 30 in our top 10. Every heavyweight seems to be middle 30s and upwards, don't they? Finding their best work. And later on in their career, it's strange.
The man we just had on last, it's incredible to think that Joseph Parker's only 32 with the amount of big fights he's had. But with some of the other guys that I've spoken to already, we are starting to look at the new crop. But look, it is a division where it doesn't really matter if you are approaching the age that he is now, 40 in the division. You can go on longer. So there's still some massive fights for these guys in the division who are there now.
Yeah, Zhili Zhang is here with your translator as well. So Zhili, come on in. Come to the stage, big man.
Hey, how are you?
How you doing?
How are you, Zhili?
Good.
You good?
Very good. Yeah, very
Just
good.
over there, my man.
Okay.
Oh, wait, your English is getting a lot better, Zhili.
The English is the little bit. Yeah.
It's getting there. We were saying that you've had, I think, the best year of any other heavyweight with those wins over those back-to-back wins over Joe Joyce. You deserve this opportunity.
你的战绩非常好，打了乔伊斯2次，这个机会是你应得的。
这是我们整个团队的努力，也有所有拳迷对我的支持，对我的鼓励，然后他们给我力量。
It comes from my team and all the fans for supporting me. That's my motivation.
Yeah, also, he has been very good last year. So was his opponent, Joe Parker. What does he make of his performance against Wilder last time?
你和维尔德去年都打得不错，你觉得他对维尔德的比赛有什么评价吗？
他对维尔德的比赛打得非常好，整场都在控制着比赛的节奏。维尔德呢，因为2年没有上场比赛，2年打了1个回合比赛，然后所以说他在拳台上找不到感觉。然后帕克呢，因为一直比赛频率比较高，一直活跃在拳台上面，他的感觉比较好。
I enjoy watching that fight. Hell of a fight. I like both fighters. But when you look at Deontay Wilder, he fought basically 1 round in 2 years. Inactivity plays a big part of it. When you look at Joe, he's been active. He's been fighting. So that's what it comes down to.
If you do win on Friday night, who's your target? Is it the championship of the world with Fury or Usyk, or will it be the winner of Ngannou and Joshua?
如果周五赢了，你会打约书亚和纳甘诺的胜者，还是去挑战头衔呢？
我们现在的注意力还是把周五全部注意力放在帕克身上。打完帕克之后，然后下一步由我的经纪团队、有的推广人，他们给我计划下一步打谁。
My whole focus was Friday, Joseph Parker. Without that victory, none of this are possible. So me and my team will sit down after the fight. We'll see what happens. But right now, Joe Parker.
I think that you are a top 4 heavyweight in the world. Do you think you're the best heavyweight in the world right now?
他觉得你是肯定排前4的重量级，你觉得你能排第几？
排名无所谓，如果说给我机会让我去打上面的人，你约书亚也好，乌西克也好，泰森·富利也好，谁给我打，我都会把他们干下去。
Ranking is just a number. All I need is one opportunity. With the guys up there, I'll bring them down.
Big Bang Zhang, thank you very much. Good luck to that man on Friday against Joseph Parker. Should be, I think, could still the night. I think it's going to be a really fantastic fight. All right, let's go back down to Thomas Tribe. I don't think it's fighters this time. I think it could be promoters.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, let's welcome Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing.
Wait, what's going on here? Since when do promoters get a walk? I mean, what is going on?
I tell you now,
What is going on?
There's not many who won't enjoy this more than him.
What I would say though is that he lacked a bit of confidence, did Eddie Hearn, but no, he's garnished that confidence. He's a new man. And
look at the pose. Look. This is the new men's health cover, isn't it? But obviously, look, Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren have done fantastically well alongside his excellent Steve Turkley, Al Sheikh, to put these fight cards on.
And it's been great seeing them work together, seeing that relationship blossom. I can't believe I'm using that word with those two, but they're making big things happen.
All right, I've been told, by the way, it isn't just Eddie. Obviously, the main man himself is here as well. Let's go back to Mr. Thomas Schreiber, who's going to introduce another promoter.
And now let's welcome International Boxing Hall of Fame promoter, Mr. Frank Warren of Queensberry Promotions.
All right, let's see what Frank does. Let's see. I'm very intrigued to see how Frank poses in the center of that little piece of wonderful art there.
No, Frank won't mess around. Frank's all business, isn't he, Frank? He won't be messing around.
I don't think Frank stops. Let's see. I don't think so. I think he walks on, but what he's going to do there? Look, there you go. What? Hey, no. He stops. I mean, look, Frank must be loving this as well. He's been in the game, obviously, over 40 years. This is very different for him as well, Baz.
He's seen everything, so he thought. He's been involved in absolutely everything you could think of in boxing. And even he's saying, this is stuff that I've never thought would ever happen before. So when he says it, you know it's real.
You know, we've not even got AJ and Ngannou doing their walk yet, and I just know they're going to be very special and very, very different. It's going to be incredible to see them. But it makes sense, doesn't it, to see Frank and Eddie walk?
I think it does, yeah, because, you know, like the cooperation is the word. We never thought that they would work together, because the rivalry was almost as interesting as some of the fights in the time in the papers. But the fact they've been forced to work together, and that's the truth of it, and that's a good thing, because they realise actually we can be friendly, we can get the right fights, and as we always say, and it's always true, boxing fans benefit from that, because we're going to see some fantastic fights, cross promotions, and that makes the sport healthier and makes it grow.
Just making sure this is really Eddie Hearn, because the last time I checked his Instagram, he was in New York.
I'm not happy. I mean, why should Frank walk second? I mean, and as I walk, he'll come down in a minute, he went, oh look, it's the supporting act. As I walk, I'll be having a word with him when he comes down in a minute.
Before we talk about this card, I do want to touch on it. Ray Ford.
Yeah, mate.
I mean, incredible comeback wins. You know, there's so many special nights that you've had as a promoter. That must be one of the top ones.
Yeah, it was right up there, and I was like, I flew to New York, ended up getting a car, then we got an internal fight to Syracuse, and there was points where I was thinking, what am I doing here? And then all of a sudden, I said, I don't see why I should walk first. This is how it's going to be.
This is the relationship between you two now. Come in, Frank, come in.
Where am I going, boys?
Right in the middle there.
I said that as I was walking, go on, you go in there. As I was walking off, he gave it the old, it's the supporting act. I mean, this is a sign of things to come for June the 1st. But anyway, yeah, Ray Ford, it was amazing. Managed to get the trip in, and we signed him. He came into my office at 19 in New York. Young kid, good amateur from the American system. Our first world champion, but what a way to do it. 7 seconds to go, and listen, I think I'm going to get him on a plane tomorrow, because he wants to watch the big featherweight fight on Saturday between Nick Ball and Ray Vargas, because that would be an epic unification, one that you could make. Imagine that, where two guys win a world championship, and within 10 or 11 weeks, they're already unifying.
The main event, right, I'll jump to you, Frank, straight away. You're going to sit there enjoying that one, right? But for you, Ed, that's got to be proper squeaky bum time.
Yeah, Frank used the best word, jeopardy. You know, it is, on paper, AJ should be too good for him. He should be too fast. His jab should be too good. But you've got a guy in Ngannou, I don't think, you know, he's ice in his veins. He has no fear. And I think he's going in there without any pressure, going, I just think I'm going to land one on him and knock him out. And both guys have the ability to put each other to sleep. That's why it's called knockout chaos. And for this one, it's just one to get through.
It certainly is.
You definitely enjoy it more not having a fighter in this one, because, you know, as Frank went through with Tyson Fury after 3 rounds, it's like, oh my God, what is happening here?
Yeah, and obviously very, very confident. Frank, look, we've done all these events together with each other. And I always wonder how they're going to top each other, all the events, and all of a sudden this is what we start with on a Monday. This is incredible.
Well, it's a fantastic event. I mean, that's what they are, events. It's, you know, you always got a really good quality top line main event, and then you got a fantastic undercard. And the main event, I think, what we talked about earlier, it is jeopardy. And you know, you look at Ngannou. He's somebody from the day he was born. He's fought to get out of Africa, to go for a better life. I mean, you look at all the things he's done. Was he a miner when he was working in a coal mine or wherever it was, or a copper mine when he was young, 9 years of age?
There's the man you're talking about.
Yeah,
oh, he looks confident, doesn't he? Eddie Hearn's heart rate's just gone up.
He's got a neck on him, hasn't he? I mean, he's one of those guys. I mean, Fury landed on him, but I think it just could be one of these guys with a great chin. I mean, you know, and I really expect him to have the ability to take hammer on Friday.
What's going to be more interesting is what he learned from his first professional fight, a boxing event. You know, what people forget about him is he is a winner. He's a competitor as a UFC fighter. I mean, it's not like he's a what they call him, a YouTuber or one of them influencers. He's a fighting man. And he's got a fighting heart, and he wants to be the best, and he fancies the job. He's got the tools. He surprised me against Tyson. He could actually box. The way he shapes up. Normally the MMA guys are a little bit more square on, but he shaped up well, and that was a bit of a surprise. I don't think Tyson was himself on the night, to be honest, but you know, nevertheless, he'd obviously been studying a lot of AJ's fights and seeing what he feels maybe the chinks in his armour and exploiting them. And as far as AJ's concerned, at least he's had the opportunity to see him in a ring, in a boxing ring. But for me, I think he will have learnt from that first fight. Not too much, I hope, but I think he will have.
You say that you keep saying you're going to slow down, but you're busier than ever.
We're all busy. I mean, he just come back from the States. I mean, that's what I've done my whole life. And
Bob was there. Bob was there.
Look at him. I mean,
he watched the whole card from 5 o'clock.
He puts us all to shame. He'll be off to Japan tomorrow or something for a fight. But it's no, look, it's great times. We got in the next 5 months. We got three tremendous events. We got this. Then the first time this century, we're going to get the unification in the heavyweight division. Biggest fight probably of the 21st century. And then we got a great unification fight again on the 1st of June with the light heavyweights, with Bebatiev and Bivol.
And the 5 versus 5.
Me and him. When is not against each other.
That's a shame. That'd
not
do good
against
numbers.
each other, because I might just not be able to give
Just
away.
to see you two together makes us all very happy. That's the truth of it.
All right, look, we can't keep the big man waiting that much. Francis Ngannou is ready to make his walk, so let's throw it back downstairs to Thomas Triber.
Ladies and gentlemen, our main event this Friday night is scheduled for 10 rounds, and it is an international heavyweight contest. Brought to you by Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing and Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry Promotions, in conjunction with Riyadh Season, National Event Center, the General Entertainment Authority, GIA, Gold Star Promotions, Gimmick, and Sella. We would once again like to thank His Royal Highness, King Salman bin Abdul Aziz, His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman, and His Excellency, Chairman of the General Entertainment Authority, GIA, Turkey Al-Sheikh. Let's first welcome from Cameroon, his professional boxing record, no wins with 1 defeat. He is the lineal MMA heavyweight champion of the world. Let's welcome Francis Ngannou.
Here he comes, former UFC heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou. And it almost sounded comical when Thomas Triber read out his boxing record. No wins and 1 defeat. Okay, what's he doing here? But he's here, he can fight, he's a big lump. And I think the strongest thing he's got between the ears, Darren, this guy's mentality is through the roof.
Exactly that. His backstory, you've heard it quite a lot now, but it really is remarkable how he is stood there right now, top of the bill in such a huge occasion. But look, going back to the box itself, you mentioned his record there. But one thing I will say is that man, not only did he, look, we knew he could fight, but I didn't know he could box. That night against Tyson Fury, he showed the world that he can box.
Well, what he did so well, because all you had to go off it was the MMA stuff. So when he threw the right hand, he put the right foot forward. Obviously, that's the design to do that takedown, I believe. But he never did that. He kept the shape well. He turned from the hips. And if you've never seen boxing before, and you say which guy was natural to the sport, on that night, you would have picked Francis Ngannou. He kept his shape well. He got crazy long reach. So Fury, judgment of the distance was all off. And he was getting caught way too often. And Fury won the fight, but he made it close. And all the build of that fight, I kept saying, it's not Fury will win, but it's how he wins. For the sake of the reputation for the sport, he has to win well. And he has to win, quite impressively. And he never did that. He just scraped over the line. And maybe this guy is just one of those crazy mavericks and just put his hand to anything. But I think we'll find out Friday. If he can do it twice, then he really is one of the all-time greats of sports.
Well, yeah, already. I mean, when you're the UFC heavyweight champion, you've already ticked that box. And by the way, he's looking absolutely fantastic, sir. I'm loving what you're wearing. Take the mic, Francis. Francis, every single time Francis does a big fight, I mean, look, there's a massive African community that get behind you because you always wear African attire all the time. Why is that? Why do you always do that?
I don't know. It's my identity. I don't know. It's just me. It's my culture. It's my best self.
Yeah, and we love it, your best self. You did this against Tyson Fury in October. Does this feel any different? Everything you're doing, all the build-up, all the interviews, the promos?
I think every single fight will always feel different. Obviously, in my honest opinion, the Tyson Fury one was different. He was the first time, and there was a lot of noise. A lot of like.
Fury's very loud as well.
Fury is loud, yeah. But a lot of curiosity. Even the boxing community was very loud about it, and a lot of people didn't believe it. But now for people, he seems like, okay, it's normal fight. I mean, at least for what I have seen, the reaction is like, okay, it's a normal fight.
We're going to show you, actually. Let's roll a bit of that fight in October. This is when you're both talking to each other. I love it. This is when you surprised me, Francis, because look at this. I mean, you are a boxer. That's not an MMA guy in there. What did you say to him when you did this, Francis? When you went over to him, what did you say?
Verbally, I didn't say anything.
Just
but that little move of dancing was what I was, a reaction in response of what he said to me earlier before the fight started, which is like, let's take you to school.
What do you take away from this fight? Because you ticked a lot of boxes. It was the first time you'd done 10 rounds, you boxed really well, but what were the main takeaways from this fight?
Well, there's a lot of takeaway from it because he was my first fight. Even as far as training camp, I have never done a training camp for a boxing match, even for four rounds, even for 6 rounds, 8 rounds. But I had a training camp for like 10 rounds. Like even the body mechanics was reacting different. My body wasn't reacting into that. It was very difficult for me, and also a lot of questions that I was having if everything was right or if it was normal for me to feel like this, and a lot of question about how I'm gonna be feeling during the fight because I've never been there. And now I'm like, I don't know, maybe after the first round, maybe with the light, maybe with the adrenaline. Of course, I've been in the fight. I used to light, I used to the adrenaline. But in the situation that I have only one, I'm not the most comfortable, and unlike MMA that I usually like have a comfort zone. If it's not working here, I will go there. It's a one-way road. So I'm like, okay, I better go because if I don't go, I'm stuck.
Francis, what you did so well was the fundamentals, the basics. You didn't try and overcomplicate your work. You used the jab and the long right hand really well. When he came in close, you threw the left hook. Is that if you worked on the same sort of things again, not trying to overcomplicate your work?
First of all, I'm still working on the basic. I think from the moment that you forget about the basic, the fundamental, you go out of the box because, like, what make me really be inspired and be love
the Mike Tyson style so much was the fundamental. Mike Tyson could have been the world champion, and he was just a fundamental. You could have put a video of Mike Tyson and take a 5-year-old kid and say, okay, look, this is how they box, this is a footwork, this is a jab, this is a this. Like everything was just a fundamental, and fundamental get the job done.
Yeah, no, it certainly done. And you were that close.
When you think you're big time, you're this, you're that, oh, I get this, and then sometimes you're reckless.
But to keep that discipline in a fight of that magnitude is commendable, because such a big fight, and you didn't lose your shape once for your first fight ever against the heavyweight champion of the world. That takes some doing.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm not a fool. I know that I'm not in the same technique level as those guys.
I'm not calling you a fool.
No. I'm not saying you're calling me a fool. I'm just pointing it out. You know, I know the situation. All of them, they've been doing the sport for over 20 years in a high level full time, and I'm just getting in. Although I was passionate about it my entire life, but I know that I'm not going out there to like show something that extravagant that I know that I've been practicing, you know. Stick on the fundamental.
You say that, Francis, you say that, but you switch southpaw a couple of times.
It's fundamentals. Southpaw is fundamental.
But not many people switch southpaw in their first fight against a heavyweight champion. Francis, are you staying with us? And what I mean is, are you staying with us in boxing? Because I know the MMA world and PFL
for sure. I would definitely still do some MMA fight, but I'm not leaving boxing. Remember,
we like you here.
At the beginning, he was boxing. I wasn't aware of MMA, and for more than a decade, he was all about boxing, dreaming about boxing, you know. And then even when the opportunity came around, it was for me an opportunity to shine, to be a world champion, and then potentially switch to do the crossover and go back to boxing, because I feel like it was something that I had to fulfill in order to be in peace with myself. You know, in order to retire peacefully, I need to do that boxing because I just love it. Yeah. Can tell you why, but I love it and I'll enjoy it. So
going back to this fight on Friday night, you understand, and we all know that you need to get close to Anthony Joshua. You need. I feel personally you need to get close. You need to be the bully.
That's your fair opinion.
but what I will say, you mentioned the name earlier. Mike Tyson was the best at getting close. He used to move his head. Has he been in contact with you? Has he been involved in training camp?
Unfortunately, not in this training camp. I had this training camp here in Saudi. Since London, I came straight here, and I've been here for the past 7 weeks.
Okay.
Do you feel like you have to, because Anthony Joshua had a really good performance, but before that, his performances, even though wins, have seemed to have lacked a little bit of confidence. So do you feel that maybe if you can hit him early, put some pressure on him early, without closing the distance, you know, you might put him back to a couple of fights ago where he lacks a bit of confidence in himself?
You know, things can happen in the fight, but you don't walk into a fight expecting in maybe another guy to lose the confidence. Basically, why when he's a elite fighter, when he's a professional, when he's an athlete, maybe from that lack of confidence, he have learned more and now has more confidence because he gained experience from that. We all learn from our mistakes. So basically, I'm more worried about people that had done a mistake in the past than people that are flawless, because I know that there are still some angles that they are not seeing, because you need a mistake to see those angles. So maybe that's make him even more dangerous, you know. And I'm saying that in my personal experience. It wasn't until my first big loss in the combat sport, against Stipe Miocic, I think from that night I understand more than what I have been trained for in the past 4 years in the sport. In one night I understand everything, you know. So sometimes maybe some bad thing is the best thing that we need. Maybe not what we want, because of course we want our hand raised all the time. We want to be the guy with the victory and this, but sometimes you need those step back to regroup yourself, to collect everything, you know, to be aware of the situation, and then when you move next, you move carefully. Like if I walk here here, I slip and fall. The second time, if I fall there, that means something wrong with me. I better watch out in that spot,
sure.
Right? So that's exactly the thing.
Such a good speaker. Francis, good luck on
Thank
Friday.
you very much.
Should be an absolutely fantastic fight. Remember, it is Francis Ngannou versus Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is standing by, so let's throw it back downstairs to Thomas Treiber.
And now let's welcome from Watford, England. He was a 2012 Olympic gold medalist, and now as a professional, he has a record consisting of 27 wins, 3 defeats, with 24 of his 27 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the former 2-time unified heavyweight champion of the world, AJ Anthony Joshua.
If you're talking the hardest, geeks better pop up in your thoughts as an artist. Talk in the market. Everybody
you know, when I spoke to
market.
Anthony Joshua about 3 months ago, this obviously wasn't even on his radar. He almost dismissed it as though it's not a serious thing. Here we are now, a few days away. Anthony Joshua will take on Francis Ngannou, and not, as we expected, Deontay Wilder. The mindset needs to shift very quickly, and I'm sure it has, Darren.
Yeah, and when I sat down with him recently, he's fully focused on Francis Ngannou, and he understands this man has the potential to be a problem. He understands the task in front of him. He's not an idiot. Like I said, he is happy, he's enjoying himself, but he is fully focused on Francis Ngannou.
He has to be fully focused. I mean, Francis Ngannou is still to my right, and he's a massive human being, and I think we heard it. You hear him speak, Baz, very, very confident.
Well, what you take from that little conversation there is that he has an intelligence about sport, and about this sport in particular. So he understands that, like, again, not overcomplicating stuff. I think we can all take a little bit from that. We all want to do the flamboyant stuff, especially young kids. They all want to do the flamboyant stuff, but he knows just doing the fundamentals well gets you to where you want to be. The little bits on top make you extra special, but I mean, the fundamentals, the basics, get you so far. Anthony Joshua became heavyweight champion of the world on doing the basics perfect. So that stands in testament. So Francis Ngannou is an intelligent man, and Anthony Joshua, who also has a good intelligence, a good boxing brain of his own, will be aware of that now.
Yeah, look, AJ's wasting no time. He's with us straight away as well. Looking strong, looking solid. Just there, please, big man. Straight to business. I like it, AJ. How are you, brother? Good?
Yeah, good. You?
Can't complain, can't complain. Better for seeing you. And you look like, you know what I said as well? I said, if AJ's got that face, I can tell you he's serious, and you look serious, you look ready to go.
Yeah, definitely. I'm ready. I'm looking forward to it. Been working a whole year for this moment, so yeah, wrap up the year with another win.
Yeah.
In terms of April till March, it's been a year since my first fight with Franklin till now. I've had 4 fights in a year, so yeah, let's wrap up this year.
You're being harsh on yourself. 4 fights in 11 months.
In 11 months.
In 11 months, which is
I wish I could add more.
Yeah.
Your confidence must be through the roof. We spoke recently, and you understand the task in front of you. This is your biggest fight to date. Just technically, what are the problems that he poses on Friday night for you?
None. It is what it is.
Power.
Yeah,
strength.
but that's the game. That's the game we're in. So it's not a problem. It just is what it is, and I'll deal with it. I'll just deal with it.
Just quickly, I don't want to go into tactics too much on your part, but do you go straight to the centre of the ring in this fight? If he meets you there, then what do you do? Are you going to try and push this man back?
There's more than one way to skin a cat. This is boxing. It's not really like a battle for the centre. It's a battle for the win. So I'm not really fussed where I'm in the ring, as long as I'm dominant and I'm in a stance where I can punch, I'm in a good position.
You haven't boxed awful. You boxed well against Franklin. You know, Hellenius, the finish was fantastic, but against Wallin, you looked smooth. That make any sense to you? You know, for the first time for a long time, you looked really relaxed from the first bell to the finish. What was the change there?
Different trainer. All trainers had something different every time. I'm always searching, always learning. So a new trainer.
Here we are, AJ. I don't know how many times you've watched it back, but I've watched it a few times.
Maybe the opponent's styles make fights as well.
No, but I don't think I understand that. But I think your movement was great. I know when you were like on the way to win the world title, that bounce you had in your steps were fantastic. And again here now, just the way you close the distance, you picking your shots, just everything was relaxed and rhythmic with your movements.
Training camp, definitely just with a new trainer really. So what you're seeing there is product of the gym. I don't train myself. I get told what to do and I just do it.
Is that the money shot, that left hook? I've always thought that left hook, the uppercut left hook, yeah. You got so many, yeah? So many tools.
Yeah, so many tools in the toolbox, exactly.
Yeah.
Did it take the Helenius knockout for you to really believe in rotating through the shots again? Not to get too technical, or is it Ben feeding that tactical advice into you, saying, look, you've got to punch through the target more? Because we're seeing it in that last fight. Literally, I would say 90% of the shots, you were punching through the target.
It's a good question.
Styles make fights. Helenius was a late replacement, so it was a bit difficult. I wasn't preparing for Helenius. I spent a whole 12 weeks preparing for Dylan, so it took me a few more rounds. If I would have prepared for Helenius, I could have knocked him out in maybe 4-3 rounds. Franklin, I wanted to get the rounds under the bank after coming off the loss with Usyk, so I thought, go in there, see where my fitness is at. I'm just building. Do you know what it is as well? It's the first time since 2017 that I've had 3 fights, like back to back. So maybe that, like getting in the gym, being consistent, is starting to pay off again. That's why you see a lot of fighters do so well on their way up, because they're in the gym, they're fighting every other week, they're looking amazing. The minute you get to the top, it's like it all slows down. And the only way out when you get to the top is retirement. And I'm just trying to rebuild again, get that activity going again. I'm not on my way out. I feel like I'm still on my way up.
I don't want to talk past Friday, but everyone has goals. Even at your level now, you have goals. What is the goal for Anthony Joshua?
Just get back in the gym, you know, honestly. Get straight back in the gym. Because what I feel, for me, is, let's say, for example, I'm throwing 100 punches around and I've just come off a training camp. My goal is to maintain it. I don't want to dip and work hard. I just want to get back in the gym and build on turning that 100 into 110. So the next guy I fight, he's in for more of a pasting than the last one.
But belts, world title?
They all come. But I just, honestly, that's all down the line. I just want to get this fight out of the way and just get back in the gym, if I'm honest.
How do you prepare for a fighter that's only had one fight? Like you're a guy that studies and studies and studies fighters, and obviously Ben and Lee study as well. How do you prepare for a fighter where all we've got is 10 rounds of action?
Do what you got to do. You do what you got to do. I know what I've got to do.
Got to win.
I'll worry about myself. That's all I'm going to do, is worry about myself. Let's just say I study myself now more, and I know what I've got to do to get the win.
You say about yourself, you feel you're in the best place you've been for a while now, within yourself?
We'll find out Friday. Talk is cheap.
But within yourself, forget about all the tactics and stuff.
After Friday,
how you feel about yourself.
After Friday. At the minute, I just want to fight. You know, I'm looking forward to it. Getting in there, showing people how good I am. And that's it. I'm just looking forward to the fight.
What do you do for the rest of the night? Go back to the gym, a massage? What do you do?
No, done now.
You're done?
Yeah.
Just go and eat?
Eat again, and then sleep. And then I can't believe it's only Monday. Been here since Thursday, have some good training sessions in the bank, and then Friday can't come soon enough. I'm really itching to get in there. Really looking forward to it.
And we're looking forward to seeing you do what you always do as well. Anthony Joshua versus Francis Ngannou this Friday. Make sure you scan the QR code. You can see it on the screen there. You don't want to miss this one. Knockout Chaos. And it really is a fantastic fight card as well. Obviously, AJ versus Ngannou tops it. And don't forget, the co-main event's a special one as well. Zhilei Zhang versus Joseph Parker, and so much more. Look, we open up with Andrew Nowitzki versus Juan Torres. That's in the heavyweight division. Ziad Almayouf versus Christian Lopez Flores. Jack McCann versus Lewis Green. That's opening the card. And then the main portion of the card, I mean, look, absolutely stacked. Roman Fury takes on Martin Zvark. Justin Hooney versus Kevin Lerena. Gavin Gwynn versus Mark Chamberlain. A lot of them are picking that as potentially fight of the night. Ray Vargas versus Nick Ball for the WBC World Featherweight title. Zhilei Zhang versus Joseph Parker. 2 fighters that I think we all agree are 2 top 5 heavyweight. And then it's the big boys, Anthony Joshua versus Francis Ngannou. 10-round heavyweight knockout chaos showdown. AJ seems very confident, doesn't he?
I like this sort of AJ because
I do.
So do I. It's hard to interview because he only gives you short answers, but I like this guy.
He's polite, but really edgy. And so he's not trying to be too aggressive, or he's not. I think he's in peace with himself, because I know seen him before and he was a little bit, trying to be a little bit aggressive, a bit angry. No, he's just, I am what I am. but I'm in my zone, and he won't give anything away, and I like that because he's focused.
You see that question I asked about how do you prepare for someone that has only had one fight? Again, you look at Helene. Yes, it was a good. Thank you very much. It was a decent question, because I do wonder how Ben and Lee, who we know how meticulous they are when it comes to looking at fighters, breaking down their styles. How do you prepare for a fighter that's only had 10 rounds of boxing? How do you do it?
Well, look, I think do exactly what he's just said there. Focus on yourself. Focus on why you've been so good. Focus on what's led you to win what you've won, going back to the amateurs and as a professional. He's been very, very good. You focus on those attributes.
Yeah, that's all we can do, can't it?
Because on your way up, you barely know who you're fighting anyway. So, you know, you do just think, I don't take any silly risks. I have a look and have a feel, because again, they've all been saying, styles make fights. You have a look at how he reacts to your stuff, and then you go to work. But the thing about Anthony Joshua now, if he continues on the same vein of the last fight, he's stepping in with the jab and he has a rhythm with his feet, which he didn't have since Ruiz won. That's the truth of it. He moved well in Ruiz too, but it was a different intensity in his work. Now he's stepping in with the jab with belief. That makes him the fighter that we used to see.
Yeah, look, it's been a great day so far, isn't it? It starts here. This is the start of fight week, and I think it's fair to say the Grand Rivals have worked. They've delivered, right? They've delivered. It's an American thing. We're doing it here now, and I think it's worked. It really has. Make sure you scan the QR code. You can see it on the screen right now. Remember, all the action gets underway March 8th on Friday, but we've got more action for you guys throughout the week, because tomorrow it's the public workouts. And I love that, by the way, because normally it's media workouts. Get the public involved. And this place is going to be absolutely packed because the public are going to be here to enjoy it. So we'll see you tomorrow. So from myself, from Mr. Darren Barker, Mr. Barry Jones, 2 former world champions, we'll see you tomorrow.
Live on DAZN worldwide, Friday, March 8th. Joshua versus Ngannou. His earthquaking power shocked the world. The left fury floored.
Big shot from Ngannou.
Now back into the ring. He seeks to knock down and knock out. But AJ is back. The pursuit of 3 times world champ is on. It's all to fight for in knockout chaos. Live on DAZN worldwide, Friday, March 8th.
Boxing on DAZN, sponsored by William Hill.
What's he got saying? Turn around. Or join them.
One time, stray dog.
You've got the instincts. Now, get the training.
Boxing on DAZN, sponsored by William Hill.